Boop boop. Hello.
Boop, boop.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a pleasant.
Gotta say hello to everyone
weekend.
first before you.
I was about to say hello.
Hi, Random. Hi, Andrew. How are you all doing?
Hi, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Tom reminded me of something terrible that happened right before we panned over to the screen, and now I'm upset.
Nothing terrible happened. Fine.
Fine.
I'm really glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that we get to play some D&D. I'll do a little bit of a recap before we start. But before I do our recap, what was our prompt for this week? As you guys hopefully are aware, we like to do prompts for our players where they get a chance to reflect on their character and get back into their headspace. What is our prompt this week, gamers?
Our prompt this week is, what do your character think they're going to do after they hang up their adventuring hat? Are they going to hang up their adventuring hat? What's their future plans? Do they
Are they going to die adventuring?
Yeah, but no, I don't think any adventurer really plans that. I mean,
That's
some
true.
might, but
What happens if you become like
dying
level
in glorious
20?
battle.
Level 20, and you're like your character is canonically like 25 years old. You find all these like ancient veteran adventurers who are like level 7, and you've like managed to get power leveling. Excellent.
That is unintentionally the path that I've set early on by making her so young. I realize now in retrospect.
Okay.
Andrew,
Sorry, Randall, I have a natural disdain towards warlocks. Listen, the way that Randall became a warlock was extremely lore appropriate, and since Randall has now found out who his patron is and is trying to revoke the warlockness, so it's good. It's all good storytelling, juicy lore, and good RP. So no disdain for warlocks here. Right. So whilst you guys are thinking about your prompt stuff, let's do a quick recap of what happened last session. Last session, our players were returning a giant snail back to the giant snail farmer. The giant snail farmer named Gene Digglefellow in Weymouth. This giant snail really loves stones and crystals and just munches on them. And Randall has been using, or a combination of Randall and Haiku have been using, an animated, very special pebble to waltz away and lure the giant snail very slowly back to the farm. On the trip back to Weymouth, we bumped into what seemed initially, to be a terrifying dragon. Now, this is relevant because there is, as we know, a dragon somewhere in the vicinity, so it was quite easy for us to immediately think, well, shit. Regardless, turns out, thanks to, in part, some good rolls from Nerly on perception checks, and also in part to Haiku's apparent lack of wisdom, we realized that it was an illusion. The illusion, Oro traced back to its source, was being produced by some kind of mechanical projector manned by 3 kobolds stood on each other's shoulders. These are kobolds that our party had bumped into before. Apparently, they didn't remember these kobolds, but they did bump into them before. Many years ago now, it seems, in a graveyard elsewhere where they were grave robbing. Well, turns out maybe they found some goodies in one of those graves, because this projector was capable of producing a major image, a powerful illusion, spell, and effect. Now, Oro scared the shit out of those kobolds, shook all of the money and goods out of their pockets, and stole their goodies. After which Haiku respectfully
teach them a lesson.
Haiku realized that it is a strong, powerful item. It's got a button on the side that turns it into a little briefcase, and it can be charged by an artificer using a level 3 spell slot to have 1 use of major image per day. You guys then returned back to Weymouth, where you plop the giant snail back to Gene Digglefellow, who said, "Thanks very much. See you later." And you guys continued on escorting a noble orc named Sir Ronald Biscuit Farts, named by chat,
Clarity.
not by me.
Yeah, quick clarifier of that was not Tom's original name.
His original name was Sir Roald, so not that far off, to be fair. But regardless, you've spoken to him on the route back and realised that he was meeting in Weymouth with a mutual friend of yours, Cultic Salamor, someone who owns a bakery. He was quite a famed baker, really, in Faerun. Well, you guys didn't like the guy that you were escorting. He paid a fair wage for you guys to take him about 2 hours on the road. He paid you about 500 gold, because he's stupid and didn't realise how far away he was. But you didn't like him. So you kind of set out to destroy his plans, even though he was under the impression that you were acting as his bodyguards.
Haiku really wanted that roll-up mattress as well.
It was the roll mat, yeah. En route to try and catch up with Sir Ronald Biscuit Farts, you bumped into another NPC friend. This is really overwhelming for people who haven't been here for the last couple sessions. I'm sorry. Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles is a sentient ooze. Mr. Wiggles is a sentient ooze that was made sentient thanks to the intervention of our party members, who turned gelatinous ooze into Mr. Wiggles by destroying a young apprentice artificer mage. So Mr.
Don't
Wiggles.
say it like we did that on purpose.
Yeah, there's context around it.
I'm here to not give context. I'm here to make things sound bad. And the Jared Littlewand, the young apprentice, is no more. Now there is only Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles.
We saved him from that last name, if anything. At least that
did,
name will die now.
Yeah, you did. Fortunately, you did manage to bump into Mr. Wiggles and experience the wonder and joy of Mr. Wiggles trying to become mayor. Grug, the local blacksmith, had said something to the effect of, "Who do you think you are, the mayor?" And Mr. Wiggles, a sentient ooze that has no concept of what a mayor is, but really wants to help people and make up for the destruction of them being a sentient ooze, or an unsentient ooze, decided to take on that feat. So they've been going around there, plastering mayoral campaign posters that are entirely blank. You made your way to the Moon and Stars Inn. This is a long intro. I didn't realise how much happened last session. Went back to the Moon and Stars Inn, where you eventually found your charge, Sir Ronald Biscuit Farts, who had gone into one of the soundproof booths with a secret knock that was necessary to open the door. Fortunately for the party, one member of our party is able to warp through walls with an ethereal magical tattoo that they have, and warped through the wall as Sir Ronald Biscuit Farts was assassinating the baker Cultic Salamor. You guys intervened, some of you more than others, and by that I mean Haiku, in their rage, loosed a bullet into Sir Ronald Biscuit Farts' chest, who is now dead.
It wasn't even rage. I think that's what makes it even worse.
Cold, calculated, accidental murder.
That for one.
Now, after that, you guys have tried desperately to come up with a plan on how to get out of here without this being noticed, because the gunshot was definitely heard. The door was not closed quickly. The bouncer did come up and inspect what the fuck was going on. And you guys said, "Oh, it's fine," and basically hid the body for a little bit. You had a plan, and that plan was to have Nerly disguise herself as Sir Ronald and walk out the front door with Oro escorting him. You had just rolled deception checks to see if the bouncer, Scrumples Donahue, I've forgotten that name, had noticed that there was an illusion. That was where our session ended. It went crazy real quick. There's a lot of NPC stuff going on last game, so I apologize for that quite long intro. But
Mhm.
before we get into our game proper, let's do our prompts. Let's hear what's going on. I want to hear what you guys have planned for the future, or if you have any plans at all. Let's start my top. I've got Docs. Top of
That's
my
me.
camera.
Hello. So Randall definitely has maybe not a plan, but definitely a vision, which is like sat around reading stories to other people, probably maybe in like a local tavern or something, like
Oh.
recounting, tales of his escapades. Whether he'll actually get there or not with the number of diseases he's got so far, and like
He's immune to
We'll
disease
see.
now. He's all right.
he is now immune to disease, so he's got a good chance.
I really like that. What I want is for at some point there to be an arc where Randall straight up turns into a bard and does like classic bard stuff of just making up songs with stories. Lovely. Well, in which case, if we're continuing with the cameras that I've got on my screen, Jack, haiku. What's haiku's plan, if at all? Anything?
Well, chances are they never will get to a point where they're not adventuring because they'll only stop, when they find the thing. So it's unlikely that they'll ever get to that point. But if they do find the thing, they'll probably just settle down somewhere and just be like that wacky inventor who lives on the outside of town and occasionally wanders in, and people are like, "Wow, what have you got on your back there?" and probably kill someone.
Oh my god.
What?
Not on purpose.
Oh, not this time. You learned that
Yeah.
one.
You're
Someone
like,
walks
oh,
in,
you like
they're
this
like-
on my shell, and it explodes and kills someone.
Oh, yeah, right, okay. So haiku's future is accidental murder. All right, sure.
This is becoming a personality trait really quickly.
Oh god.
Neurally.
I think Neurali would end up spending a lot of time trying to reconcile the knowledge that she has about the various deities in the world with what like reality is as close as possible, and then would end up probably being some sort of like either intentional or even unintentional spiritual leader, where she's just trying to like live and please Selene and be whatever her potential is supposed to be.
And people just find her presence so relaxing and calming and
Yeah.
soothing that she just naturally just accumulates like followers.
Yeah, people just start showing up. She's just doing her own thing, and they flock to her. She probably end up like, yeah, a place where people will come and do like pilgrimages or whatever, but she's just like living in a house and is like, oh, okay.
She becomes the witch in the woods, whatever, but she's just got a nice cottage.
Yeah. Oh my god, Witch in the Woods. That's a really good
Love
way
it.
of putting it.
I love it.
Mhm.
Aura.
I think at some point Oro would have to take up the circus ownership at some point.
Right, yeah.
And have to do that. And I think that's what she would be like. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this and be like the queen of the circus and take it over
Sure,
from
yeah,
her
yeah,
adopted
yeah.
mom.
So if at some point Hilda has to give up the mantle
Mhm.
of ringleader, it would fall to Oro. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Fantastic. Well, those are cool insights. Thanks very much, everyone, and thanks for finding that prompt. I don't know who submitted it or if it was just one that we had lying around, but
Docs.
it was your own prompt. Love it.
I think so. I don't.
Also,
think it's
I would like to definitely say that I love the idea of us getting to like level 19, finishing the campaign, and canonically for Randall to take one level of Bard for the storytelling. Just swap out the Warlock level.
Oh dear. All right. In which case, as you guys are probably aware, at least our regular viewers, hi new viewers as well. You guys invested in an inn recently, and we've been making some fun trying to figure out what happened in the inn each day. So, what happened in the inn?
Well, this week in the inn, I was thinking of it with we have open mic nights and stuff like that. And obviously, it's an inn, it's got a bar. What about the daytime? Pretty quiet in the daytime, so we need to get people in during the day. So I'm thinking, we rent out the inn. I don't know, maybe once a month to like. I'm gonna call it a car boot sale. Obviously, there are no cars in D&D, and that phrase may not translate to non-British people too easily.
Yeah, cart boot sale.
Cart boot sale, yeah. So all like the tables get pushed to the side, and people set up stalls with things they want to either like sell or just outright swap for other things. So yeah, that's like a bit of a regular thing they set up. You know, just try to get non-drinky people in.
Right.
You know, maybe if it's early in the morning, put on a little bit of a breakfast as well.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
A yard sale. There we are. A yard sale.
Similar, but
All right.
yard sale tends to be at someone's house, right? This is more like a field where everyone like rocks up.
Flea market.
Flea market.
Flea markets. Yeah, flea markets probably close.
Okay, well, I've done some maths, and by that I mean I've rolled some dice, as is the nature of D&D, and you guys have made a net profit from these flea markets of 6 gold pieces. Wow, incredible!
Whoa!
Ooh, we're up.
Wow!
Wow!
You know
That
what though?
divides nicely.
I think people forget that like adventures ruin the economy. So like 6 gold is like 6 months worth of wages for like the average person. So that's not a bad profit.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. We wanna think about. It's difficult because I was reading up on this recently as well. You know about the whole like the lore of Dragonborn, for example. In D&D, all the different books, etc., yada yada, super duper inconsistent about where Dragonborn come from, like what their role is, like where they came, like who born them, how they, whatever. And that kind of speaks to me on a lot of different levels because D&D is not a perfect game by any means, so we always have to homebrew and force our own shit into our games anyway. And I think that's part of the design, is you're supposed to be able to do that anyway. At least that's an excuse that Wizards of the Coast like to use as well. And one of those things is the economy, is how fucked it is. And I think there's a point at which we got to think maybe the common man doesn't make 1 gold a month kind of thing. Maybe it's not quite that unbalanced. But that's a discussion for another time, and a problem for me to solve maybe in my own games. Right. Let's get back to the matter at hand.
I think
You
we got some
guys-
more random stuff to talk about. Guys.
Let's get
have to get
on
into it.
with our game. Our game is going to begin with our chat named NPC Scrumples Donahue, the bouncer, investigating Nurilee's disguise. Nurilee has used disguise self from her enchanted tattoo to look like Ronald Biscuit Farts and to waltz out the front door. And he's right. Yeah, you seem alright. You doing okay?
Yeah, it's just getting there, you know. Takes a while for this right hook to fade away.
Oh. Looks like it hurts. Yeah, well, I'll let you go, yeah? You guys get out of here, alright? Look after him. Put some ice on that.
Yeah, we'll do.
Seems to have gone swimmingly. You guys managed to get out the front door, and at the very least, Scrumples Donahue has no idea.
Great.
Suspiciously named a specific person.
Crumples Donahue is the bouncer that we were talking to.
You walk after anyone else?
Thanks, Paps. I'll make sure to use that wisely.
God damn it.
Dungeons and accounting can be stressful.
You charge the players the cost of a living expense each week to compensate for how much gold players are earning. That's true. Also, there's an element of I have vastly underpaid these guys.
Yeah.
For their level, they are dirt poor. An element of it is that you did invest a lot of money in fixing up your house, and then also bought an inn. But also you went to the Feywild for like a year in real life, which does not tend to reward people with gold.
Just trauma.
What about interest?
Because but there's also the element of I keep putting gold in front of you and you keep declining it for moral reasons.
Not
Give
me.
us free gold then.
Yeah, Haiku and Oro absolutely love taking bits of gold of people. The other two are too
Yeah.
law-abiding.
It's not that I'm law-abiding. It's just that the situations were rob this tomb. When we were specifically told not to do that, and there was a huge monster outside that could crush us all in one blow. And
I just like giving you guys grey areas,
Yeah, no, I like
especially with the fact that we have a party of. I mean, we don't tend to subscribe to alignments in my games, at least, because they're not very useful. They don't really contribute that much to D&D, and people are more nuanced than that. Really, I think you could maybe describe actions as being to a specific alignment, but players and characters are a bit more. Here and there. If we were to describe our party, we would be close to lawful good, probably more chaotic good, but on the boundaries between those two. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I think
Based on
now
our
we've
track
definitely moved down into the more chaotic
Chaotic,
good than anything
yeah.
else.
Somebody is bringing down the average.
Yeah,
I'm
someone
not
is
sure.
bringing down the average.
You may call them an anchor. I don't know.
We've got Nurley is pretty high up, with Randall pretty high up as well. It really it's hard when you start defining what these different alignments are. So if we ever talk about alignments and stuff, I'll always describe myself as lawful neutral, because the idea is supposed to be that if you're lawful neutral, you're someone who has strong moral compass, but it's one that you made and not like a law that you're following for a god or a particular country. So maybe we sit within there, because you guys don't really care so much about laws, but more about what's right.
Yeah. And honestly, if someone was literally outright murdering another person, in a setting like this, if we had happened upon that on the road, the likelihood of us just murdering that person for literally poisoning an innocent person is super high. So Haiku doing that isn't super out of the bounds of what the rest of the party would have done anyway. We just perhaps would not have chosen to do it in a bar with a door open where people are witnesses and stuff like that.
Precisely.
There's
a weird line where it becomes someone who is objectively evil, like a monster actively trying to kill innocent people, and lawful evil assholes who are dickheads and treat other people badly, but they haven't they're within the law of the land. They're just assholes. Whereas this guy has literally killed someone.
Yeah.
That makes it a little bit more clean cut. At least it does as a player.
Mhm.
And as a character, but does it with the law? We'll find out. You guys have managed to escape.
Law finds out.
only if they find out, precisely. You guys have managed to get out, at least the two of you. Upstairs, Haiku and Randall had a different part of your plan. Do you remember what your plan was?
Body in bag.
Yeah, putting the body in the bag of holding. I'm hoping it fits in one go.
Put the body in the bag. Okay, so that's your plan then. You guys are going to try and shoehorn this large orc noble gentleman into the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to? Do you want to hold it open while I pop the body in? Randall?
Yeah, probably.
I feel like I should be handling the body. It feels right.
I mean, it is your mess, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay. Can you give me a strength check, please, Haiku?
When it loads up.
Can I use dexterity to make sure it goes in?
You can do it you can roll your strength check with advantage, thanks to the assistance that you're getting from Randall.
16 then.
Okay. You managed to get the remains of Sir Ronald Biscuit Farts into the bag of holding. I will do you the benefit of not describing the crunching sounds that occur as you have to, in some cases, fold things that don't want to go in the direction that you are trying to make them go. Regardless, the body is hidden, and before they left, Nerly did use some prestidigitation to clean up the area. So it's looking pretty good in here.
Mhm.
Now I'm imagining the crunching. Lovely.
Oh, now we just walk out with it, or are we waiting for?
I want to do. I want to like investigate the room and make sure we haven't just made more mess doing this.
Yeah.
Before we go, because we're not in any
Good.
time pressure now. We can go whenever we
Yeah.
want. So I want to
Yeah,
spend a little bit of time and like
Could you
Look around.
roll me an investigation check then, please?
with
I will
advantage because of
help.
my eyes.
With advantage because of your eyes and because haiku. You can't get double advantage, unfortunately. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness. That advantage is very handy with someone with +0.
Damn.
You do find that either there was a little bit of extra juice left behind after your shenanigans with the bag, or perhaps Nerdy missed something whilst she was cleaning previously. There is a small, but if someone was looking close enough, somewhat noticeable stain or pooling of blood under one of the cushions.
I guess there's a mark here.
We need to get rid of that.
Can you get rid of it?
Ooh. See, I don't have prestidigitation, but if we were to, if we were to say break that patch of floor and just remove the stain, could I then cast mending on the floor and it would therefore be clean? Or even if it's just a case of breaking the floor, flipping that little bit upside down, and then casting mending on it, unless it's soaked through the panel, obviously.
I don't. So mending is a cantrip, right?
It is, yeah.
And prestidigitation is also a cantrip,
Mhm.
which is made for cleaning. Mending is for mending. I don't think it's safe to say that using mending would also clean.
So would it not like mend it to back how it would? How would it mend with the bloodstain on it?
So if the floor was perfectly fine and you just cast mended on it, nothing would happen. If you broke the floor and cast mending on it, it would fix the floorboard, but the blood would still be on it.
Well, that's inconvenient.
It is, but it's how the spell works.
Bugger.
If it I'm happy to blur lines with magic, but there's an element of if there is a spell that does exactly what you want, and you're trying to make a different spell that does nothing similar to it overlap, I got to draw a line.
Okay.
I've got a water skin. I've got water. We've got these
Yeah.
drinks on the table.
I could give that a go.
Yeah,
Or
I
club
want to
soda. Kidding.
just use some just use the water that I have and any bit of cloth or anything I have just to try and
Sure.
clean the most of it up.
So you essentially turn what was a observable but small pool of blood into a imperceptible
Okay.
but present pool of blood. So you've essentially gone, if they're an expert detective, if Alan walks in here, he's going to find it if he spends enough time, right? But the average person's not going to come here and see this without a lot of work.
Oh, Alan.
Do we think that's good enough?
I mean, it's the best I can do. We could order a red drink, like a really red drink, and then spill it.
Like a wine.
Yeah.
Blood wine.
That's actually a good idea. Make them clean it.
You don't happen to have a something on your shell that might help, right? I've heard of things like goblets that just fill with blood on command.
There, let me
Imagine if you're like, oh no, there's a bit of blood on the floor. I hope people don't find it because it's so suspicious. And then you're like, I know what I'll cover it up with. Gallons of blood.
Yeah, but there's a reason.
They'd be like, oh no, my goblet.
My goblet fell off my
goblet.
shell, and I accidentally uttered the command word, which happens to be an expletive.
I love the idea of then having to explain why you have a goblet that produces only blood. And they're like, why
Well, I mean, it's
Why
haiku.
would you
Haiku has
need
all sorts of
that?
stuff.
I'm a collector.
The
Yeah.
closest thing I have to help like that would be the scalp from one of my previous party members, but I doubt
Oh.
that's still bleeding.
Nope.
I do have like
I forgot you had that.
I do have like a spell scroll of fabricate, but I don't know how that would help in this situation.
I'm surprised we're allowed into places with the stuff that's on haiku shells. Because don't you also have a
Yeah.
massive horse skull on your shell?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
I
my
had
God.
A massive horse, a horse
But it, of
skull,
course-
and a scalp.
Yeah, hood and horse skull.
We had a conversation about this last week where we said something to the effect of how do our players feel? So our player characters, how do our other player characters feel about the fact that haiku is terrifying? Haiku is clearly on the precipice of something, of going down a dark road. And regularly does things that are quite questionable whilst walking around with the skull of a horse and a scalp on their shell, amongst other things.
I think if I had met Haiku after they acquired a part of a scalp and the hooded horse skull, it would have been scarier. Like, why do you have these things?
Uh-huh.
Like, I remember it being unsettling when they took it, but it also seemed like this is perhaps sentimental in a way that I do not personally understand, but this
Right.
is some sort of meaning to this person. And then with the
Yeah.
hood and horse thing, like, it tried to kill us and it was like a weird creature or whatever.
Mhm.
And like, some people are into that sort of like gothic metal.
trophy.
Like, yeah, exactly. So if I had just met some person and they just had a bit of like a scalp and this huge skull on their back, I would be mildly at least unsettled.
I feel like what we should
But-
do for haiku is from now on advantage on intimidation checks, disadvantage on persuasion checks.
I'd be happy with that. Also, you're all forgetting possibly something even more terrifying on the shell: the xylophone made of bones,
Oh.
That's just a jaunty musical
otherwise
instrument.
known as the xylobone. I mean,
Didn't
I
we
forgot
find
about that
that-
as well.
Didn't we find that together at the graveyard though?
I think so, yeah.
So again, like
Yeah, it's like
You
a boiling
had, like-
frog situation.
you had oddities and little magical bits and bobs when we met you, but the truly unsettling stuff you acquired while we were together. So it's less
Oh.
unsettling because we know that there's like a story behind it, and we can
Yeah.
believe that story.
Yeah.
You know, because
I like the idea of you guys have just kind of acclimated it now. And like,
Mhm.
just,
Yeah.
just
Mm.
like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine. And every time you see like a small child in the street like cry because of haiku, you don't put two and two together.
I
feel
do
like
have. Oh, sorry. go on.
Nerly would stop and talk to the child
Of course.
if she realized that they were scared of haiku.
Yeah.
I think though that stuff isn't unsettling to her nearly as currently, because within a 24-hour period, Haiku has smarted off to what they thought was a very real dragon,
Yeah.
and then executed someone in a bar.
I also saved a man's life.
What'd you say?
I saved a man's life. I lifted him off the spike.
We're
That's
still
true.
around now.
That's true.
We served as saved
Wow.
a man's
It's a
life.
sandwich. It's a
Yeah.
sandwich, a haiku sandwich. The two questionable things,
mhm.
but one really good thing in the middle. It's like, okay.
So,
Classic
so I think.
haiku.
Now that man's
Sandwich.
inside a snail.
Oh yeah. Oh god. So I think that like there's probably some questioning going on in Nerly's head, but it's more like, is Haiku losing their ever-loving mind? What is going on right now? Not like, oh my god, has Haiku turned evil all of a sudden?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I think there probably will be a conversation after this.
It has
By
been
that, I
quite.
mean, we're gonna
Mom
start a
mode
conversation after
activated.
this.
It has been quite downhill since the Feywild for.
Not
for
angry,
Haiku.
just disappointed.
I think it's been downhill ever since we were in Hilp and you knocked over all that fucking water.
Oh yeah, that was on the list
Oh.
actually. I've got the empty bottle for one of those things. No, I do have the Ever Ink quill. It's a quill which never runs dry. It's kind of constantly leaking. We could just spill that on the floor.
Smear some ink over the bloodstain.
Yeah, and then maybe you could do some writing to make it more believable.
But I clearly write with a quill. Surely everyone want to see that through that immediately.
Yeah, I didn't think that through.
Quill and ink pot. I mean, it's not even the same kind of implement. Like, I mean, no, that's such a ridiculous story, haiku.
All right.
Another gunshot goes off, but it's random.
Docs, if you haven't got an inspiration point, you can have an inspiration point. I just really liked that element of RP for Randall. I just really like that idea of being genuinely insulted by how stupid of an idea that is.
All right. Sorry, Randall. Sorry. I'm just a little bit stressed right now. When we get back to the mansion, tell me all about the different types of writing implements.
Oh, I will. I'll make a note.
Oh, there'll be a conversation.
Oh no.
You know, we'll go to your room, we'll sit down, and we'll talk.
Now what we need is for Oro to find something to be angry at Haiku.
I was gonna say, in games like Dragon Age where you go back to party camp and then the characters are reacting to all the decisions you've made, it's like Haiku's actually the main character and we're the party members and we're just waiting until we get back to camp to be like, we need to talk about what happened today. Nerly disapproves,
Absolutely.
like.
Yeah. The gunshot goes off. Nobody liked that. Hi, Off-Duty Otter and company.
Thanks so much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream.
How's it going? Oh my god, they have a snail!
Disco snail.
We just had a giant snail in our game.
Snail. We literally just had a giant snail in our game.
That's crazy.
And they
That's
eat rocks. They eat shiny rocks.
Oh
so, like...
my god, they would eat a disco ball. Oh my gosh. Well, what are the chances? Right.
Have you shown the picture of the snail, Jenny?
Oh no, I drew a doodle for Docs. For Kofi
It's
Doodle.
very good.
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
I'll get it. It's gonna be really big on the screen, please bear with me. Transform to screen. There it is.
It's almost better when it's really big on the screen.
Oh, I love it. So Randall's
so good.
I love the pose Randall is in. Like,
It's so good. You see the little animated, is it the legs on the stone as well? Because you had it as a tiny
Yeah.
servant.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That's so good. I love it. The little mustache almost.
I laughed so hard that I got teary-eyed, and mascara is running down my face now.
So
Oh
good.
man.
So good. So that was our last session, and kind of the session before that as well. Well, welcome. Anyway, so what are you two doing?
I think we should.
Are you happy with the cleanup so far, or have you got more planned?
I don't think we can do any more. We should just tell Nerly. Maybe we can sneak back in or come back in and.
do we want to be sneaking back in though? That doesn't feel like a good idea.
Or we could just leave and never come back.
Yeah, I don't want to come back to this place. We need to get this.
Maybe we should get
body out.
rooms somewhere else. We
I
should
don't
camp
think those sprouts are going to be too good if we
Start pulling sprouts out of your bag of holding, and they've just got blood on them.
No.
Oh no. Oh,
You know
dear.
what?
It's all downhill from here. This was the session that did it.
I think
This is the spot.
Nerly is very practical about food, and she would just prestidigitation it and clean and eat it.
Oh, that definitely seems like a nerdy thing.
Yeah,
Waste
and
not, want
everybody. That's the moment where everybody's like, and
not.
she's like literally a sprout in her hand, like, what? I cleaned it. It's magic. It gets all the stuff. That's how it works.
Yeah, where's Nugget this whole time? Nugget's just been lapping up the blood on the floor.
Oh,
Oh God. Yeah, we should just leave as normally as possible.
Do you not? You've got rooms rented in this inn.
yeah.
This
we
is
can't
also where
anymore.
this is also where the speedrun tournament is taking place.
Oh fuck.
We gotta stay. Like, I mean, that could
It'd be
anyone's
more
place.
suspicious for you to rent a room and then not stay in it.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we
going
have
to
to go
bed.
back to our room.
I'm going to bed.
How many rooms did we get?
Did we?
I don't care at this point. You've got
fine.
4
I
rooms.
think
It's
we
fine.
got fewer just because it was expensive, but yeah.
You've got 4 beds. That'll
Right.
do. You've got 4 different places to sleep separately.
Okay. Maybe we can have that writing conversation. I need somebody to take my mind off of what's happened.
Maybe we should go get some fresh air before bed.
Can I remind you that the lady is with you?
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. He's having this conversation.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys talking about pens later. In the room.
Kulthik is
Argue.
like barely holding it. Like she looks like she's practically hyperventilating over the fact that she's just had an attempted assassination on her.
Arguing about ink and pens.
You guys have done absolutely no like kind of pastoral care.
Oh,
Just
that
gonna let
tracks.
her like slowly recover on her own whilst you're like dealing with the blood.
What's Haiku's
Cast Cure
charisma?
wounds.
Yeah, I would say that's
Yeah.
more than pastoral care.
Yeah.
Like
That's
his
fair.
charisma. It's 10. It's a big old 0.
Oh, I've got -1, so that tracks.
Yeah. We're like the least like if someone
we
was
have
like
the people to leave in
upset.
charge of another being.
Yeah.
I think Nugget would be better than either of us.
Oh, if Nugget's in there, that is probably what Nugget would do, though, right? Would be to crawl over and
What do you
like
think-
give
what
her
do
a
you think,
lick or
Oro?
something.
Sure. To
That
say
seems-
that. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
We
Sure.
should-
Just
we
for the
should-
sake of that.
We should probably at least escort her back to a bakery,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get some
and
fresh air.
then we get some fresh air doing that.
In our defense, I think leaving the 2 with the negative charisma score behind at this point was the right decision because we needed the charisma
did need
to
the
make
charisma,
it out.
Yeah. So the plan is to scoot outside, drop Kulthik off at her home, and then come back and go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll probably meet up with Oro and Nirali.
Yeah.
But not Nirali.
Okay. All right. Why is the baker getting assassinated in the first place? Great question. This is you're catching us at the end of a very minor side quest that has become a meme.
Didn't feel like it.
The baker is someone who has been made into a Faerunian
Celebrity.
legend. Yeah, she's a celebrity. She just bakes. She's not got any ego about it. She just likes having a little bakery. She's just got good branding. She makes merchandise, and people will steal her like aprons and Tupperware and shit, and it's got her name on it.
Mhm.
And this gentleman, this noble, who these guys bumped into on the road, wanted to franchise her business and invest in it. At least that's what he said to the party. Reality of it was actually that he was going to assassinate her after she'd signed the contract, so that the business fell to him. Again, minor side quest. It's
Just
it's
gone over.
not even remotely important to the main story.
3 sessions.
it's just a dude they met on the road, and a meme side NPC.
Posting the D&D channel. What is it?
Quick.
I can't
You
remember.
can have to
channel.
check for yourself. It's excellent.
Take a look.
That's funny. We should put that in.
Oh yeah, I just linked it. Shit.
Accurate.
Oh, nice.
Just popping that in. Just for those of you who aren't in the Discord, which is your own fault. But I'm here. This is what Grace said.
Thanks, dogs.
I'm sharing Grace's memes. Right. You guys have managed to split from the moon and stars with nothing. With your disguise in one piece. We've also got Haiku and Randall, who now managed to leave without being accosted by any security detail. Then... What are you doing with the body?
Keeping it in our bag of holding forever.
Okay.
Oh, for now. Like,
Yeah, for now, until we're like out of.
Sure.
Are snails carnivorous?
not rock-eating snails. If only all that goop was still here. Man, that'd be useful. Never wish for goop more.
Just go
Are you
find
sure you've
Mr.
never
Wiggles.
wished for goop more?
Just go find Mr.
Never?
Wiggles. Hey, Mr. Wiggles, you know how you could help us by dissolving this corpse? Cover up this murder, Mr. Wiggles.
You know, in another universe where Mr. Wiggles had a slightly different personality, I think that would be a great idea. But I think they're so literal that we could absolutely not trust them to help us.
They'd
in
just
any
have an
way.
actual skeleton on their inside the whole time as it dissolves.
Mhm.
It would just be their body shape, just with a skeleton inside. I'm like, Mr. Wiggles, when did you get bones?
The completionist asked me to help. Dissolve the person and hide it.
We just gotta persuade Mr. Wiggles that this is how you like learn about humanity, is to become humanity.
Oh, yeah, you absorb them.
Jesus.
It's the
Now then Mr. Wiggles
circle
goes on a
of
murder spree,
life.
absorbing people. And
He's
it's
got
all
like
your fault.
7 people skeletons in his body. In his body, my bad.
Right. So you guys managed to get out of the inn, get a bit of fresh air, regroup. You're a couple corners away from the tavern, so you can break your disguise if you fancy.
Yeah, I'm making
I was
sure that
just
nobody is
trying to-
around. I'm like doing triple checks.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I would like to assist or
Sure.
also check or whatever is best. I'll assist. Yeah.
21.
You are happy that there is no one else around you. It's pretty late in the evening, so everyone's either in the tavern or at home, really.
Okay. Okay, we're good. You can break off the disguise. We're okay now.
Yeah, I dispel disguise self. That is my one use until tomorrow.
Fab.
I assume we would have said where we were going and then all met up in the same place outside. Because
Yeah,
I
no,
said-
you guys are together. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you
okay,
guys are
okay.
together.
Okay, let's have a nice, kind conversation with the lady that doesn't need to be too much. Just hey, everything's okay. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
I thought this was the haiku conversation. I thought this was the talk.
I was scratching myself.
No, wait until Kulthik is gone.
You haven't
You
got
bring
enough time to
Kulthik
think
back
about
to her
the
bakery, at which point she kind of like shakily is, key and lock. She opens the front door and she pauses there for a minute, and she turns to you as a group and says, "Thank you very much. My sincerest thanks for saving my life today. Who knew that this business would be so deadly? This is my 5th assassination attempt this year.
This year.
What?
Well, I'm a drow, so there's an element of some cultural infighting.
Yeah, but you're a baker.
Yeah.
Bake things. How can anyone be angry at that?
Or when you attain greatness, people tend to become jealous.
What you need is protection. Just think of another business I could start.
We're starting a protection racket now as well.
Are you offering protection? Or are you
Wait,
threatening me?
Wait, we've already offered protection to someone in the past
Did we?
24 hours.
And they ended up
Oh,
dead.
yeah, no, I knew, yeah, no, we were obviously always going to betray them. What do you mean? Don't say it like we weren't going to betray them at some point.
Well,
Don't
that
say
ended
it
anyway.
like
We
we
got them
didn't
to
have
where
a
they were
conversation
supposed to be.
with them specifically to find out what their plans were so that we could foil them. We just didn't know how evil their plans were.
Exactly. I thought we could take a rich man for a ride, and we took him for a ride, and we're richer now.
I will be declining any further invitations to discuss franchising or business investment.
Good.
Yeah. Is there anything? can imagine that even if this is not the first assassination attempt, it's still quite jarring. Is there anything that would be comforting to you right now that you need?
I think I just need to clear my head, get some pastry out, and craft my next pie. And she points to her wall, which you saw, Randall, as you were peering in through the ceiling. You saw there were shelves upon shelves upon shelves of pies, and at the top they all seem to be just decorative, kind of like this is one of the pies that we do.
Yeah, it's really obvious. No.
Yeah, and she kind of says each of these pies was kind of inspired by an assassination attempt. And there are 20 different types of named pies on the wall.
Holy shit.
Wow.
The baking business. It's wild.
Yeah. You thought about becoming an adventurer? It might be easier.
Me and Jenny always just eye to eye. You could make this one poisoned apple, but not actually poisoned. Actually, it's probably a really bad name for something that people might want to eat, but...
How about boysenberry and apple? Poison apple.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah, love that.
Now, if you'll excuse me. Kind, gentle adventurers. I need some rest. But if you ever need a pie...
Oh yeah, we'll be here before we have to
absolutely.
go, for sure.
You know where to find me. And my merchandise, and she points to the other wall, which is just covered, filled with like Tupperware and aprons and like chef hats.
I want to be
with
decked out
Celtic
before we
symbol.
leave.
I think
you,
Nerly will
adventurers.
end up buying an apron from them before we leave.
The Tupperware.
And she closes the door behind her, and as she like closes the door behind her and locks it, you can see like a flashing red light. Like she's turned on some kind of alarm, like a security system.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jesus.
bloody hell.
Like lasers come across a grid on the floor.
Shit.
Somewhere in the distance, the Mission Impossible theme starts playing.
Sponsored by Gold Pixel. Okay, well,
Okay.
do we want to talk about what's happened here this evening?
Maybe not in town, or
In the street.
Yeah.
Didn't know you guys would have heard about the pen incident so quickly.
What?
the
No.
pen incident.
Yeah, it's
No,
not the right time
no.
to talk about it.
No,
Well,
no,
it's going to take a while.
Randall, the other thing.
Um,
The before thing. The meaning, not the pen incident.
Yes.
This bakery is protected by home mage armor, the home defense system for the mildly important.
Oh my god, I love that.
Side quest NPC.
Next week at the inn, a salesman comes to try to sell mage armor because they heard about how fucked up the inn got.
Put it on the list of ideas. The next thing I want to hear is fucking a puppy party.
A puppy? What's a puppy party? That sounds great.
Where a business that has lots of puppies brings puppies to a place, and then you just hang out with puppies.
Oh my god, we could turn it into a puppy cafe.
Oh,
Did I say that?
it's a hard set of words to say.
Oh, yeah.
Puppy cafe. Oh my god. Way better than not a puppy cafe. What the hell?
So you guys don't want to have this conversation here and now.
I don't think there's really anything to say. I didn't mean to do what I did. Not as far as I ended up doing it.
Yeah.
I apologize. It was a rash decision. just move on.
Let's just move on. I love that. That's your defense in court.
Let's just
Move past.
Listen,
past.
I didn't mean to do it. At least not as much as it happened. Let's forget about it.
Let's forget about it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good defense.
I mean, I don't have any issues with it happening, just the situation that it happened in, you know? That's all.
I meant to, just scare them.
Yeah, well.
Maybe slightly hurt them.
Well, you
But,
did a
you know,
good job.
Did that.
Not, do what did happen.
Can you just hit somebody next time?
Yeah, maybe it would be a better
Or
idea.
just say to Tom, I'm going to shoot him in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of voice.
Hello, was it? It's not my patron.
Yeah, next time I won't even get it out until we know what's happening. Promise.
The gun.
That's just good advice.
Yeah, not until you're really sure.
I
but
didn't
it
want to
needs
use
be
that
out.
word out loud in this place.
Just sounded like you meant something else, which would have been
Probably
for a
better
little
in
bit
this
more
situation somehow.
Jack doesn't know what.
I'm going to
You
be
said-
bombarded with things.
Oh yes, you're the one being bombarded with events tonight. That's what's happening.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
Just had a great stream warlock idea. Patreon is chat. Oh my god, that would go
I've wanted to do that for a charity stream for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be really good. That
Yeah.
would be so chaotic, so
Be good.
bad.
I think I've seen a similar thing where someone's patron is like a Twitch thing, like they're a Twitch streamer kind of thing, like that kind of like it's a fucking excellent idea. I love it. Right, what's the plan now, Parsi?
Let's go to bed, please. Before anything else happens.
So
It's been a very long day.
I'm wondering though, because they never. Is there like another way into that place? Because if I never left, how am I gonna go back in?
Yeah, have we seen that there's another way? If we look around the building, can we see there's another
Or
way?
a window.
You have a look
to one of
around,
our
you
rooms?
see no windows, no other entrances. It's kind of part of their allure is that it's a kind of a safe but vaulted position.
Do you think you could nestle like in between the items on my shell to hide?
I never really realized before, but something that I've learned since leaving the Enclave is that people always seem to notice me wherever I go. So I don't think so. But I could maybe stay at the other place tonight, and then when the new person is back in the morning, like the new
Yeah, turnover of the staff.
bartender in Keep, they just won't know. Yeah, like the next shift.
Yeah.
Shift. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get
Plus,
you into
I think
this
I
place
know.
then.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's alright, you go.
So say, plus I think I figured out how to get into the other place. Because I forget their name. It was something quiet, but the place we were going to stay at mentioned that they were known for being really quiet. So I think I'm going to try
The
to
old
sign
man.
at them. The old man. Mm-hmm.
Do we have
Should
those
one of us-
message stones that still... Right, those were a thing that we used.
Sending stones?
Sending stones, yeah.
I mean, I can ruffle up another pair.
Yeah, if you do that and then we give one to Nerly.
Well, I think we should do like 2 and 2 in the 2 different places, so it's not like nearly on our own and then the rest of us.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
It's okay because if we all got rooms at the other place, then you all going back and me still being up there makes more sense than one person just not coming back inside tonight.
Hmm.
Okay.
It'll be all right. I still have a lot of energy left. So if something happens before I get really well rested, I can get out.
Okay. Well, we'll get a sending stone ready, and then we'll take you to the inn, and we'll watch you go in, and then you give us a message on the sending stone when you're like in a room, safe and all good, and then we'll go back 2 hours.
Otherwise, we'll send haiku in.
Blasted.
I have the gauntlet, which like does sign language.
Oh, and I learned some from Evelyn. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you guys split the party. 2 of you are going to go off and try and find
Just
somewhere to
one.
stay at. Oh, just the one.
Yeah.
Sorry. At the Old Man.
Mhm.
The Old Man is known to be the quietest inn in all of Cormyr. So it will be no surprise to you that when you knock on the door and the little eye slat kind of opens up, they go, "Ah!" You sign to them, "Hello, one bed." They open the door to you. You enter the room and you find yourself in a very small, cozy, kind of like low ceiling, almost a house that is like pretending to be a tavern. Like the ceiling is very low and uneven, so is the floor. There is a small bar that has a collection of different bottles and glasses that no one is behind until you walk in and someone walks behind the bar. There are a couple of small tables that have big, comfortable reclining chairs in, and like a big warm fire that's kind of roaring. There's one other person in here, an elderly gentleman who sat there reading what appears to be some kind of newspaper, who does not look up at you at all. You are given a key upon receipt of a couple gold pieces, and left to your own devices to go find a room, which is the whole place is honestly a bit there are 2 ways of looking at it. Either it's nice and homey and close and like a nice cuddle, or it's a little bit claustrophobic because all the walls are a little bit close and tight. But that depends on your character, on how you kind of feel about that.
I feel like being in a small space that's quiet seems best to her right now, just because she's by herself, and
Sure.
being by herself isn't even really like super unsettling to her because her friends are nearby. But like, I think if she were in like if the things were switched and they were in like the small cozy place and she had to go stay in the like fancy diplomatic place with like a big room all to herself, I think it would feel less good.
Sure,
Than this.
understandably. Yeah.
Did we eat already?
You are given a small cooked meal.
Okay, she has no wine this time. No water or milk.
This is it's mostly it's just like a roast chicken with some peas and some carrots and a bit of mashed potato.
Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
Kind of a classic like homey, warm meal. The rest of you guys head back to the tavern unaccosted. You don't have any weapons on you because you didn't take them out of the cloak room, so you just make your way back up to your rooms and you sleep without any difficulties. At least not whilst you're awake. So,
Don't sleep with any difficulties except while you're what?
there are no difficulties. You go to sleep, as in you are able to move to bed and lay down to sleep without any issues. Fine. Everything's fine up until the point.
Yeah, my Discord went funny as well.
Yeah, mine's been messing around for a while. Oh, we all out of place.
Oh no, we're fine.
Oh,
she's coming back.
Is she coming back?
She's coming back. We need a sending stone, quick.
Yep. Maybe she's just 2 cubes going around in circles now.
Maybe that's it forever. Can I change what region we're on? Maybe that will help.
There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm back.
Next time I'll try changing the region. It's on automatic at the moment.
Well,
yeah. In the call, you can change the region you're in.
US East, maybe it's in the middle-ish.
Maybe, yeah. It's on automatic at the moment. I don't know what it is. Anyway. Right. So you guys sleep. When you are asleep, you dream. Dreams are great in D&D because dreams are a really good way for DMs to just sprinkle stuff in.
Uh-oh.
Some is good, some is bad, some is irrelevant. I think it's important to occasionally sprinkle in irrelevant stuff because otherwise, every time you have a dream, you're like, "Oh, it's going to be prophetic. It's going to tell me about the end of the world." Sometimes you just dream of stupid shit.
I love that. It's my favorite dream.
We'll determine whether or not any of this is stupid shit as time goes on. Randall.
Oh no.
Pens. It's just about pens, right?
Randall, you are nestled in the library of the Monastery of Libra Mons, and you feel your usual sense of, this isn't the first time you've dreamt about being in the monastery. In fact, you've had your own little cozy places that you've always had nooks that you'd find yourself secreted away in whilst you're at the monastery. And like when we were there, we talked about how you had favorite kind of like places to study, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you dream about the Libra Mons and being in the monastery and being back at the library, you default to one of these places usually. Like you've got like kind of like snapshot light bulb memories that you've got of particular places and people, and that's where your dreams usually start if you're going to talk about being in this library. And you've kind of almost come to be familiar with the sense of comfort that gives you. You've got the nostalgia that's so deeply embedded in the library that there is never any sense of impending doom.
That's nice.
Until this dream. You are at some parchment, writing down some notes, and your quill runs out of ink. Or whatever writing instrument that you're using runs out of ink. Your quill, in this case, runs out of ink. So you go and go to dab a little bit more. In fact, part of your writing practice is kind of making sure that you're topped up the whole way through, so you don't have any moments of the ink running out mid-stroke, because that would be disastrous. So it's a bit of a surprise almost to you that it did run out in the first place, because you're usually pretty on top of it. You're very good at your calligraphy. But it runs out, so you go for the ink pot and you dab again. You've got ink on your quill, so why isn't it writing? It should be writing. And then you look down and the parchment in front of you is blank. Whatever you have written isn't there anymore.
But I wrote that.
So you're worried. You think that something's a bit odd here. So you go to the closest book on the shelf and you pull it out. And it's just some treatise on some ancient general and some war that was fought years and years ago in a place you've never been to. And you open it up. All the pages are blank. There's nothing in here.
No.
So you close the book, you put it away. It's wild. Why would someone have ever made that book just to not put anything in it? So you pick up another one. It's empty. You notice as you're looking around now, kind of desperately looking for someone else to corroborate this experience, that the library is feeling a lot closer than it did before. The walls are starting to close in on you a little bit, and the books, as you look around, start falling off the shelves, and as they do, they start piling up on the floor around you, and they start surrounding you, and each of them open almost tantalizingly as if to give you some kind of information, and they're all completely bare. And your dream ends.
I believe that's called a nightmare, not a dream.
Yeah, that was stressful to listen to.
I regret telling you about my anxiety dream. What do you mean? So that's Randall's dream.
At least I was using the right implement. Silver linings.
That was the true nightmare. Oh, my.
Oro,
Oh no.
you dream a dream of a familiar place as well. You dream of Hilda's tent, your adoptive mother. You are not yourself. You're like an onlooker, a fly on the wall. And you see in front of Hilda, at the end of the long table that she has for hosting guests, she has her soup, her regular soup that she has sat down, and she usually sits down to drink her nightly soup. In front of her, sprayed out some tarot cards, and on a small kind of wooden, but with velvet-lined box next to her, she has what look like knuckles, kind of like knuckle bones, kind of like just like fractions of the parts of the bone of the finger that have just been left aside, all like as if they've been rolled as dice, almost scattered over some kind of arcane sigils. And you are familiar that this is a practice for divination where the bones rolled to on the mat and where they landed in what shape is something that you could divine information from. You see that there is a crystal ball nearby her as well. And she has an empty mug of tea, the base of which is a collection of tea leaves. And she finishes peering into the cup and she places it down. She points to each of the divination tools that she has in front of her and kind of shrugs to herself, like she doesn't seem to speak anything out loud, partly because there's no one here to listen to her. Just kind of throws her arms up here and looks like, well, I know what to do. Guess it's this. She turns behind her, and on the vanity kind of mirror that she has behind her, next to like a big like chest of drawers and stuff like that, is a small kind of resting place, like almost like a very fine candle holder, but at the top of it, rather than a candle, is a small crystal, a ball that you had previously retrieved for her. If you recall, that was the crystal in which your sort of almost dad-ish was stored away. He's the lover of Hilda and would have maybe played that figure in your life had he not disappeared into the void thanks to a card he pulled from the deck of many things. And she says out loud, "It might soon be time to get you some help." And your dream ends.
Okay.
Haiku. You are sat at a familiar table as well. This is Honu's table. You are at one moment playing a board game. You're playing Catan. Or at least you're playing Faerun, I don't know. Whatever Faerun's version of Catan is. And you start to put the pieces away. You start kind of putting it back into the box, and you see the light changes in the room, and looking back up to Honu, instead of having a board game in front of him, he has a giant set of scales, balancing scales. It's quite a kind of the kind of thing that he would be maybe using to make his potions and poultices that he usually makes. And on one side, you see that he is placing white marbles. And for the most part, they are, there are maybe 20 or so in one side of the balancing scale. And in the other, he is placing black marbles. And he looks at you, and he releases his hand and pours a handful of black marbles into one side of the scale. You confusedly look down at the base of the scale. It's kind of a steely, like shiny surface, and you see your reflection, and you look to see blood kind of dripping from the top of your forehead. So you dab at it and you look up, and sure enough, there is blood on your hand. And you're not sure where it came from. There's no wound, nothing hurts. So you look back down at the reflection to kind of examine where this blood might be coming from. And instead you see the face of Barry. Barry the red cat. Blood dripping down his forehead from the wet, red soaked, blood-drenched hat upon his head. Anyone enjoying your dream so far?
Can
Having a fun
you
time?
answer
great.
whether Tortu made Hanu or not, or was Hanu a you thing?
Hanu was a me thing.
Oh. Tortu had the same name for a turtle as well.
What? When? What? Hanu's been around since like episode fucking 6 or something.
Yeah,
A
we met
million
him
years.
super early on
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
were trying to cure Randall's rotting slough.
So what I'm really hearing, Tortu, is that you stole my name. Stole my character concept.
We will be sending
Oh,
the
dear.
lawyers around.
Mockery is the highest form of flattery, supposedly, people say.
One final dream.
Oh, Tortu
I would
played
like to
Hanu
Oh,
in their first ever D&D game before I met y'all. That's
What?
crazy.
Really?
do you have receipts? Because we
Oh.
got receipts on YouTube.
Not you sending
Nice
the lawyer
Dr.
around to
Ranger.
us.
That's straight up coincidence. That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's so
That's
wild.
really wild. I do have receipts.
Okay.
Listen, I wasn't asking for receipts. That's dogs. You can deal with him.
I
guess
would
we'll
like
see
to
you in court
preface. I would like to preface this probable nightmare by saying, no matter how bad it is, Nerly's just going to be so thrilled to have a dream again. Continue.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You're right to have that underlying baseline thought, because it has been a while. It's been a hot minute since you've had a dream, and this is something that for Nerly is a nightly occurrence. Not like the rest of us, where we have sporadic dreams, or we do, or we don't, or whatever. It is a constant. There has not been a night in your life that you have not had a dream until this point. And this dream is brief. It is very, very short. Nerdy, you dream of a pitch darkness. You hear the clink of a chain. Your dream ends.
Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Don't like it.
I'll be so happy to have a dream. So that's that. And on that note, let's have a bio break, shall we? Let's
Okay.
have a little bit of a bio break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
After that dream.
debrief after that. Don't need it anymore. We'll have a bit debrief and you guys can chat to each other about your dreams and how your characters are feeling about them. But for now, we're going to have a bio break. If you guys are new to the stream, maybe you don't know that our bio breaks are as long as it takes for us to do our business, refill our drinks, do a stretch, whatever. We will be back very shortly. We don't tend to have like 10 or 15 minute breaks, probably more like 5 or so. And we'll chat some shit when we're back until we're ready to play again. You should take this opportunity to have a little bio break yourself, stretch your legs, hydrate if you need to, all that kind of stuff.
Rude if you don't.
Drink water.
Drink water. I consider it shipped. We will enjoy our break.
Burb.
A burp. I'll be running ads, so congratulations on your ads.
Hello. Oh my god, you actually do have receipts. Cool. Well, we probably owe you some royalties, Totu. Whoops. Whoops. Hello, Papaya. Copyright strikes the stream. Oh no, we've been DMCA'd. Oh no. Thief and a Honu. I mean, when I made haiku, I was unaware of Honu from this campaign. Never mind Honu from another campaign. I'm trying to protect our rights.
Oh, thank God.
our rights. It's me that's being attacked.
Yeah, but if you fall, you drag us all down with you.
You're right. You're right. If I go down, then there's no more D&D for you guys.
I can never play again.
As a contract.
You posted the receipts.
You posted the receipts. You didn't need to post receipts.
It's a cool little description, to be fair.
I don't know if I ever knew. That feels like too much of a coincidence for me to have not. It is not an uncommon thing for me to use translations from other languages to name NPCs.
Mm.
So it is entirely possible, Tortu, that we had the exact same idea, that we both went to Google Translate and put turtle in there and ended up with a character. But yeah, no, I had this was before this was long before Jack was even in the game, so it wasn't even like I was like, we need another turtle in here. Yeah. Honu, I think Honu was in my designs for Nesmith before we even started playing the game at all.
I would like 1 or 2 BJ before Jack.
It's not like a million IQ ways to name things. I think it's cool. I think it's fun.
That's cool.
I like naming people things that, like, if you spend the time looking at NPC names, sometimes you'll see a pun, or like in some I haven't done this before because I think it's a bit too on the nose, but you'll see some DMs name their like villains and stuff as a clearly like definitely a baddie. Like there's like if you like undeciphered that name, it would definitely be like I murder people or something.
Yeah.
Vaseline dogs count.
Shiny face cam now.
Aren't we all? Well,
How to not shiny face.
Peanut Jutter.
No.
Anagrams are too much work. Not if you've got Google. Not if you've got Google. It's funny that you mentioned that. You'll know why at some point.
Oh, vague.
I don't mean to be vague, but also I like to allude to stuff without telling you what it is. So maybe I do mean to be vague.
Yes.
Maybe that's precisely what I mean to be.
I think that's exactly what you did, yeah.
I don't like being vague, but I like being vague.
Copyright strike. Hi, Laura.
It means
how
I
you
think
doing?
about my NPC's name more than when my players encounter them. I do try to come up with NPC names before people encounter them. Occasionally, stuff will come up on the fly, and I've got to do what I got to do. Hey, Laura, how's it going?
And sometimes your hand
Sometimes,
is forced.
sometimes my hand is
Cards.
forced. Sometimes there is a chat redeem for 69 points where you can name an NPC, and I have to name one of my characters Corn McCobb.
Did you see the chat redeem from earlier?
No, I didn't. What was it? Was there another one?
I believe it was Grace with Anita.
Oh, Anita, as in like the pun namey sort of thing. But I remember reading that. Anita name.
Fuck's sake, dogs.
I need to name a character. Farts
Just a
McBiscuit. Listen, I gotta have my own say here. There are gonna be names where I'm gonna decline them, alright?
What?
Or they will be
What?
used explicitly and only for combat.
Using
gonna
chat.
be-
And
You're gonna have to fight some fucking kobolds and they're all gonna be called Farts McBiscuit.
I spent 69 shins on that.
Yeah, and how many do you have, Docs?
Some.
There is a number.
69 less than I had before.
I was talking to Jenny about this earlier. I literally said maybe we should consider upping the point cap, and she was like, "Well, it's supposed to be for like combat encounters." Because you remember I've started naming NPCs in
Mhm.
combats to stupid shit, and I do like that. I think that's good.
Giggle
Nerdy's
chat
hat is so
for-
pretty. I think we can all agree on that one. Giggle chat. All right, I like that one. But it's going in the
Oh,
the combat.
thank
Oh, but farts McBiscuits.
Farts McBiscuit will go in there,
Yeah.
but it's going in
Wow.
there under NPCs.
McFarts biscuit.
All right, listen.
That's the final
I don't know
permutation.
how many points you got to redeem, but get them in now.
I can probably stretch to it.
Until Noka joined my game, my players stopped asking for NPC names, so I stopped thinking. I love that. I love that. I think Noka is so good at being engaged in games. I think, like as a teacher as well as like a DM and stuff, engagement is a quality. It's difficult to come by. So when someone is genuinely like properly engaged, like you can immediately tell. Like there's levels of engagement. Obviously, there are people who will like want to know everything about the story that you've put out and will take meticulous notes. And then there are people who are like happy to be there, love playing, love RPing, but will forget the name of the NPC that you've said 7 times. Dinosaur. All right, yeah, it's going in there.
Hi, Dumbo. It's totally a joke
Dinosaur.
suggestion, but then you used it as a main character because it was similar to Roll.
Mhm.
Hi, Tombo.
And they died,
Right.
which is accurate according to the message that it says.
Oh
Are you
yeah,
ready,
that's
mate?
true. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
props for them to die as soon as possible. They
Oh,
died
okay.
as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
They did. All right. Okay. Back to game.
Yeah.
You guys have had some wonderful dreams.
Oh yeah.
I crafted specifically for you. You can't change them around. You can't swap them. They're yours.
Oh,
What a
a
gift.
countdown.
Countdown. But let's say you guys rejoin at the Moonstars, shall we? You guys, nobody comes out of the old man. Maybe you have breakfast there because it's just so nice and comfortable.
Mhm.
And do you come on back to the
Wild
Moonstars?
night.
Wild night in the old man.
It was weirdly hot. Like it was too warm there. It was a hot night in the old man.
Clammy?
A clammy hot night in the old man.
Oh, it's because
Um,
old people get cold so easily, so they've got it extra warm in there.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
like
point where she's,
midsummer
like,
and they have
sleeping,
the
she's like,
fireplace on. All right, okay. Fantastic. You guys return to the Moon and Stars, where there's a bit of a hubbub.
Hubbub.
A little bit of a hubbub. There are some people here today. It seems the word's got out that the speedrun tournament will be resuming play, as it were. So some people have returned back to Weymouth to get involved in the festivities. Like I said, the speedrun tournament is in Weymouth for about a month's time. And you've got here at just about the kind of tail end of it. And as you're about to see, there are people who come here specifically to enjoy the tournament, to get involved and to watch it. Now, the majority of the party is sat down, sharing a table. In one of the booths, you've got the curtains open, and this is the world record speedrun commentator Fox McFisky is here. Stop saying shit in chat that I'm going to make into fucking canon. All right?
Why? Because if you that just encourages me more.
But you guys are chilling out, kind of having a very like cheap complimentary black breakfast. You could have gone for the deluxe if you fancied, but you guys have only just sat down, and it kind of came to the table quite quickly. When Neroli joins you.
Just quietly sliding into the table.
Good sleep, everyone?
It was really warm over there.
Oh. Not cozy warm?
In my room here.
Yeah.
Cozy, though. Yeah, cozy.
Okay. Did anyone else have a... Because, like, for Oro doesn't really have dreams. I think near the beginning of the campaign, she had a dream once, and then that's kind of been it.
And we had a whole conversation about how you don't normally dream and
we
you
did
never
a
remember
prompt.
them. And I was like, I always,
Okay, so Oro just goes, I had a dream last night.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
About Nugget.
Looks at Nugget. Did Nugget have a dream?
Nugget's just got like a mouthful of bloody Brussels sprouts.
Stop.
I would have cleaned them.
What?
Did you have a dream last night, Nugget?
No.
Do you know what a dream is?
Yeah, I know what a dream is.
Okay.
I did not have one.
Okay. I'm just gonna ignore Nugget for now. I will tell Aura's dream as in descript as she can. Like when Tom did.
Sure.
To save it. So I don't know whether that means I should like send a message over to her. Maybe she's figured something out, I don't know. What did you guys dream about?
I think we should go visit her soon.
What? Why?
My dream was just darkness and the sound of chains clinking.
Ominous
But-
weather.
No, very not normal. But I think after hearing yours, it seems like Hilda was trying to talk to you, and I think Mom was trying to talk to me, and she's telling me that she's trapped. And maybe that's why I haven't been dreaming. And if Hilda could find that guy, maybe she could find my mom.
Maybe.
What did you two dream about?
Oh, just all of knowledge being erased from all the books. You know.
Oh, Randall, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I don't know what it means.
Everybody just turns to haiku.
I couldn't write anything, and all the books were empty.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Do you like to roll an insight check, Randall?
Yes.
Never mind.
It's just too fresh. It hasn't had enough time to reflect.
The grief is still too near.
It's the equivalent of dreaming your hard drive corrupted. That shit's scary. Randall, during his dream, had a horrible sense that it wasn't so much that it was the world that everything was going wrong with, that it was him. There was something going wrong with him. That is all I'll give you for an 11. Oh no! It went the wrong way.
It's just too much.
That's the best.
What's really funny is I was leaning close, like waiting for you to say something, and I was about to be like, "Are you gonna tell us?" And then you start coughing. I'm like, "Oh, never mind."
Anyway,
So emotional.
yeah, it was just too much. Yeah, it was all me. Like, I don't know, there was
Tricking.
something wrong with me.
Aura looks at the book. Randall carries.
That book wasn't there.
Okay.
Wait, that book wasn't there, right?
Wasn't it the book?
That book wasn't there.
No, you've not been opening the book again, have you? Be honest with us.
No, I haven't opened it.
Okay. Oh,
So I can roll another insight or arcana check. Randall.
Not me. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely not Arcana.
Whilst the book wasn't present, you did feel a presence, as if something else was almost. Oh my god! Hello?
I'm back.
That was peculiar.
Everything just disappeared and came back. What the fuck was that?
I changed the region of the call to see if that would help Katie. I didn't realize it would totally bleep us all out.
That was funny.
Well,
Okay.
if you literally just did that, that's what fixed it for me.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Because I was still struggling. I'm sitting here like opening up my task manager.
Where are we
like,
now?
is it me? Close.
US East.
Okay. So you felt that there was a presence that was almost satisfied with what was happening.
Oh. Something. There was something there, and it was enjoying it. I think it was happy.
Oh.
I wasn't happy.
Oh.
That was probably her. Is your grimoire on your side?
Yeah.
I
Who's
point
that?
right at it.
Oh.
Her.
The book.
Oh, her.
I mean, that would make sense.
Hmm.
I constantly
Maybe I should
struggle to
open the
remember
book.
what Neuralee knows about Shar versus what Katie knows about Shar, and so I want to say more, but I'm like, where is the
We can
line?
We can always roll religion checks and stuff. To see
Okay.
what it knows.
Because I might have learned more, yeah. Okay. Religion. Ba-dum. Nope. Do I have inspiration? I sure don't.
You're not sure how it might be associated with it, but you do get a strong sense that that potentially this is linked to the grimoire, which you know is associated some way with Shar.
Maybe I should read the book and see what it wants. No, okay. No. Yeah, no.
Did we spend time researching Shar at
Mhm. Yep.
Lieberman's?
Mhm.
I'm gonna send you a message, Tom, because I'm trying desperately not to metagame. I
Yeah.
happened to. I don't know if you remember working with me on this, but when I was
do.
DMing that one campaign, and
do
I
remember.
learned so much, and I'm like, God, this. I'm usually so good about in character.
A lot of the stuff. I mean, we talked about Shar for that campaign you were doing a while back.
Yeah.
And some of the resources that I remember talking to you about were from 3.5. So that's something worth considering. And my game's canon for the deity may not be entirely consistent with the
Which,
works.
yeah, that's true too. So it could also literally.
Oh no, you would 100% know that.
Okay, perfect. She is all about secrets and shadows and destroying things. And
Yeah.
if Caspian's being erased and it has to do with her and you're related, surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. So, haiku, do you have a fun little dream?
I think I had a guilt dream.
Oh.
Yeah, they were like. I mean, it started off at Honu's, nice place. And then there was suddenly like a giant pair of scales, the things which, weigh either side. And one side they were dropping like white marbles, I think they were, and on the other side, black marbles, which felt a bit ominous.
Yeah.
And then Barry was there.
Just playing games, or?
Just to clarify, for the sake of accuracy, you saw in the reflection on the scale yourself as Barry.
Even worse.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. So, it was in the reflection of the black ones.
In the reflection of like the base of the scale, where you had a bit more
Yes.
shiny space to see yourself.
Okay. And when I say Barry was there, my reflection was Barry. And like there was like I felt blood dripping like down my head. Yeah. So maybe I'm
I got a
still
bad feeling about this.
I had not heard that one before.
Certainly
I like
do.
it a lot.
I
had
added
not
it
heard that one.
today. I added it today. I didn't realize it would be so. It worked so well.
Nah,
Thank you.
basic,
Oh my god,
guys.
Charlie, that's perfect.
It's so
Haiku
funny.
just killed a man.
I was meant to test the audio of that before we started streaming, and I forgot. So sorry that was loud.
It's fine.
Okay.
Every time Tom
Wasn't
clarifies
expecting
something,
it.
it makes it worse, just so that we keep the score. Yeah, that's true.
You know what's funny is Nerly was so prepared to be like, oh, maybe that's, maybe you're interpreting it as guilt, but maybe it's just about mounting evil and the tides of whatever's going on changing. But then the very clear, like, you are buried changes that so much. I can't save that one
Yeah.
for you. Haiku, I can't save that one for you.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm interpreting this a little too literally. I'm not like Barry, am I?
Well,
You don't have a red hat.
That's the only thing.
that's such an Oro answer, and I absolutely adore it.
That's so funny.
Haiku just gives a sad look into their cup of coffee.
Well, I don't know a lot about those creatures, but
That's so funny.
if you look at things from a really neutral perspective, then you could say that's just how they live. Like, do we call bears evil for having to eat other animals? Right? So, if that's just how they live, then that's just part of their life cycle. So, I don't know what you mean by like Barry, but I know you don't like Barry. So if it is supposed to be self-reflective, then maybe you're feeling unsettled with some of the choices that you've made, and you just used Barry as a representation because you don't like them and you didn't like your reflection in that moment.
Yeah, maybe the white things were like the good things and the bad things that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like weighing them up on like scales. Maybe it's tilting over one side a little bit. Maybe you need to do some donating to charity. I don't know.
Maybe you need to do some side quests without an extreme and explicit sense of reluctance.
I don't know.
I put my hand on Haiku's shoulder.
Patented
first.
haiku move.
Thanks, Aura.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I maybe have a lot of self-reflection to go about.
That's
I don't know, just the presence of Barry particularly
yeah.
unsettling,
Mm.
you know.
I know how to get my players.
Especially the whole murdering extravagus thing.
Yeah.
So weird to me that Astravigus would just die and not just drink a bunch of his potions and be really strong, right?
No bitterness there.
Like he just stares at you really at that comment.
So insensitive.
She's genuinely confused by that, though. If he had all of these, wild things, why he couldn't have done something to protect himself.
Yeah.
To be fair, at one point he was selling like a potion of like turning yourself into a mist again.
Yeah, so why didn't he do that and turn into mist and just leave,
But when it was raining, you get lost.
Maybe they were busy playing Frisbee.
Maybe he has 8
Somebody
health
might have
points, and someone just
missed him.
just fucking shanked him, and he died in one hit.
Maybe he didn't have time to react. That could be it, yeah. Maybe
All I know is Extravagus was innocent. That rich guy wasn't.
Yes.
Like, I refuse to believe I'm feeling guilty about killing someone last night. I mean,
No, you
getting
shouldn't.
into a slight scuffle.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that.
Oh, jeez.
As you are talking, you hear a whirring clink noise. This is something that Haiku's ears are especially well attuned to. Hearing anything mechanical immediately perks Haiku's interest.
Oh.
And you hear as a robotic individual, a mechanic humanoid, approaches the table. They shortly come and stand in front of you as they are about the height of the table. They stand quite stockily. If you were to describe them, you would say that perhaps they were a mechanical dwarf. You see that they have. Give me a perception check with advantage, Haiku. Is that fast, Biscuit Bot? Oh, you know what? Yeah, fantastic. So what I would give you here is that they have built within them. You can sense and see with your fine-tuned eye that they are definitely carrying weaponry, 100%. It is built into them, so they absolutely have weapons on them, but they are sufficiently kind of hidden that someone who is not skilled with working with artificer tools would not spot them.
Okay. Do they look aggressive? Do we have an aggressive tone to them?
So they waltz up to your table. And it says to you, adventurers, I am Thaddeus Bot. Your presence is requested by my liege.
Oh.
Who's your liege?
Mm-hmm.
Follow me, and I will show you.
This is a Thaddeus of 40k.
Never mind, they sound like a cop.
Take it back. Okay, I shoved the rest of the food in my face, and I guess we'll go.
All right. Well enough, you follow Thaddeus Bot over to the table. There is a small booth, only a few tables away. Really, the kind of base of the lower floor kind of curves around in a circle. And there are multiple booths that are kind of dotted all the way around. The bar is busier today than you've seen it any of the other nights. I say any of the other nights. The night that you've been here, with more people in it than you've seen at any point. You know what's annoying is I named this robot, and I was like, oh, I wonder if nobody will recognize the Dawn of War Thaddeus reference, and 2 people have immediately picked up on it.
We played so much of that game together.
Like,
was
it
a
was
whole
so
thing.
long ago. I figured you just wouldn't
But
remember.
it was a whole thing.
This is the difference between people who don't have chronic clinical memory issues, Tom, and us.
I was
used to
trying to just
always
think of
astonish
like
me.
fancy little man names, and I thought of Thaddeus, and I was like, "Oh, that's from 40k. That's that dude from with the jetpack." And
Yeah. You could have picked any other character, I wouldn't have known them. That's the only one I remember.
Anyway, little Thaddeus Bot waltzes you over to one of the other booths. In it, you can see that there is a small gnome gentleman who is sat up on a very fancy pillow that is kind of propping him up from underneath and from behind. And in front of him, he has a nice meal from he's clearly forked out for the deluxe version, and several layers of cutlery that is necessary. And I'm getting some framesy
Yeah,
internet
you're
stuff
lagging.
going on here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it's something crumbling.
Is it just me?
No, but I'm also not completely lost this time. So I
That's
think
good.
this is the moment where I would. Oh,
Sorry.
this is the moment where I would have probably gotten completely lost, and we're just getting framesy instead.
Do we want to change location again?
Yeah,
I
we could do.
don't know. I constantly have like a little yellow exclamation mark.
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
seeing that
screen.
now.
Hmm.
Where's another place?
Oh.
We're in Rotterdam now.
Oh, wow, it's lovely here.
Wow.
Liverpool
International
or
theme.
Rome.
Kidding.
Okay, this may not be better for Katie, unfortunately. We'll have to see how it goes.
Seems fine now.
Okay, fantastic. Regardless, fancy little gnome is propped up on his fancy little pillows, eating his fancy little food. He beckons. Adventurers, please take a seat.
I'm sad.
Is there enough space for everyone?
There is plenty of space in the booth.
Take a seat.
I honestly don't think I'd fit into a booth.
You'd have to take one of the end seats.
Yeah, I'll take an end seat.
Okay,
It's going to
fantastic.
be really awkward when someone needs a toilet.
Yeah. Thaddeus Bot closes there's a small like curtain.
It's not like a private room.
No, these aren't the private rooms. No, so there's no sealed door. It's simply a
Same room.
booth.
I'm just staring at the slightest blood spot.
Pool under the blood. Yeah. Thaddeus closes a curtain over the front of the booth, and immediately any sound from the rest of the bar is cancelled out. You can't hear anything.
Oh, neat.
Silencing curtains, quite good. Adventurers, do you plan on partaking in the speed run tournament?
Yeah, actually.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. What would it take to have you lose the speedrun tournament?
What's the winnings for this tournament? Do we know that already, or can I ask him about it?
So the winnings are. I've got this written down somewhere. I can't remember where I've written it down. Speedrun tournament. Is you get some merchandise, you get some money. Pardon me. There are also there are
Real dick.
there are prizes for runners-up.
Right.
Merchandise like we went to the speedrun tournament, or merchandise like
No,
cool magic items.
Customized merchandise of the winners. Whomever has the top position, the record holders have merchandise of them made, including little statuette figures, which you can tell what tiny servants.
Eventually, I'll be able to cast it on multiple things at once. We can have a whole little party.
I'll
As
spin off
cute as that
campaign.
is, the merchandise is actually like a detriment for Nerily, I think, because that
that?
just
Yeah.
exposes her more.
But there's also sort of a large prize pool and prizes for runners-up.
Okay.
So we're talking like you haven't seen. There's not plastered all over the photo. There's not plastered on the flyers and stuff. But you're expecting a prize pool of about 100. Sorry, not 100,000. 10,000 gold.
Damn. It would take quite a bit for us to purposely lose it. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Interesting.
cheating?
Oh, well, you know, many people come for these tournaments and many of them lose. Sometimes someone might choose to lose a very specific way at a very specific time so that other people can not be reported for murder. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Do we need to make a roll for straight face?
The curtains are definitely silenced, aren't they?
They are silenced. Yes. They are silenced. It's not a sealed room.
Murder.
It's not a sealed room, but it is silenced. And Thaddeus Bot is also there.
This is the true faulty chaos.
I couldn't decide whether Nerly would get what he was referencing or not, and I've decided that she doesn't. I rolled to insight on like herself. Like, did she get it? No. No, she didn't. So she just still looks confused, genuinely.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh, I'm blackmailing you because of the murder that occurred last night that you were involved in. The murder. Huge gunshot.
Or doesn't
You're not
track.
allowed. You're not allowed weapons in here, which
Roll
is
a
weird
deception-
because your little friend there. Oh shit!
Roll a deception check.
Yeah, this tracks.
The rolls are coming out.
You have a default 6 to add if you wanted to.
I don't think that's gonna help.
But just, so you know.
No, it's you're
Oh, Katie's gone again.
Oh no,
Change.
no,
We're
Katie,
moving.
no, we're moving. Where are we going?
Central US. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, that one
I'm
took a hot
back.
second to get there.
we're back.
Okay, we'll
It's
see.
like,
Where
This
maybe we'll go back to Zoom.
We could
one's
try
lost.
stopping the stream. It might be the stream on top of
Yeah,
everything.
maybe. Okay.
Oh, the little yeah.
Let me move.
Actual stream.
How do I stop watching that?
Oh,
there.
it's all the
Is that
cameras.
gonna kill Jack?
What?
Is that going to kill Jack off
Kill me off?
No.
by
'cause-
changing the
no,
stream?
No, as long as I don't start one, it should be fine.
Okay. Everything still seems framesy.
Yeah.
That's a bit better now. Not great. Maybe we do need to go back to Zoom. Is there a way we can share audio sources in Zoom as well?
I can enable screen sharing. Mm-hmm.
Should we try that real quick?
I cannot stop
Sure.
watching this stream.
If you right click on it, you can right click and click stop stream.
Yeah, and I pressed stop watching like 4 times. It has not stopped.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh
Okay.
no! Welcome to technical problems on
Wait, stop.
HBA.
You spent all those weeks complaining about how you can't hear the sound effects, and now you're complaining you can.
No, I'm not complaining I can.
So do you want me to? Do we want to hang up and start a Zoom call right now?
I mean,
Is that what we're...
if we can deal with this for the rest of today, I'd rather just
Okay.
deal with this for the rest of today.
Yeah.
And maybe try it after.
If we're back on East Coast, I didn't completely like lose y'all that time. It was choppy, but I could at least hear you. So.
Okay. All right. Well, regardless, your deception, your attempt at feigning ignorance and innocence has completely failed, and you can see from the kind of almost cheery, threatening demeanor that this tiny little gnome has changes to a somewhat more serious attitude as he says, "Don't play games with me."
Not like you.
Okay. Listen, adventurers, my name is Crispin. This is my associate, Thaddeus Bot. Thaddeus Bot says, "We are not friends." I didn't say friends.
Wow.
Ouch.
It's unnecessary. I'm ready to work with you here, adventurers. You see, I want to win money. I'm not sure if you know much about the tournament, but it is a hotbed for betting. In fact, that is the majority of where the earnings come from. That prize pool that you're hoping to win is mostly funded by the bets of noblemen like myself, and, well, fortunately, I stand to make some money from you guys, whether or not you win or lose, as long as I know which direction you're heading. If you're hoping to win, perhaps I help you.
I was gonna say, why not just bet on us to win?
Because it's much harder to win, dumbass.
Are we favored to win?
How?
Your odds have not yet been posted.
Hmm.
Oh, what do they track our odds against? I was always generally curious about how the stats are made now.
Your odds will be estimated after you meet with the administrator.
Oh.
Wait, they just look at us and estimate odds? That doesn't sound very accurate.
Her name is Tabitha Crawley. You have a conversation with her? I've never been an adventurer in the ring, but they have been quite sufficient with their work. You see, I want to win. I want to win money. I like making money. Making money is great.
So do you think that we're favored to win and that's why you're coming to us?
We have two options here, adventurers. Kind, gentle adventurers, hopeful, aspiring champions. You purposefully lose, and I bet on when you're going to purposefully lose. I make a lot of money, and I don't tell anyone about your involvement in a murder here last night. Or I help you win. I help you win, you get all the goods, I get some of the earnings, I don't tell everybody about the murder, and have your adventuring license revoked, and potentially be jailed and banned for life.
We have a license?
Don't know whether you have a license,
Oh,
actually.
Oh wait, does Haiku not have an adventuring license? That would be hilarious.
You guys all have an adventuring license.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got it as a group, but wouldn't that be hilarious? Because then, like, it
We got
doesn't,
it as a group.
like, yeah, so we did, okay.
But before
There's a
Haiku joined the
completionists.
party, I
Oh,
think.
I'm pretty sure it was after, was it not?
Was it?
No, I think it was
after.
before.
Definitely wasn't after.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was.
Well,
I
you
think
were
it was
given one very
early on.
early on in Nesmith, but then Caspian Kinshire gave you a top up.
yeah, we got like an official one because you have to start in Nesmith and then you get in.
Mm.
Prove that you're not going to murder people before they let you off.
Could we talk about this privately amongst ourselves, maybe?
Of course, yes, please take time to think about your choices.
Okay, great. We'll be unless you guys have any questions. Yeah.
I do about the robot, but that can probably wait.
Okay, we'll be right back then.
Do an awkward
Unfortunately,
booth shuffle.
Yeah.
Thaddeus is proprietary, and you can hear nothing about Thaddeus's internal engines.
Oh, you've made.
Yes.
Thaddeus. Cool.
Yeah.
I now don't dislike you.
Okay.
Okay, come over here. Okay, what do you guys want to do about this? Do we try and lose it, or
Are you out of the booth like entirely? You've gone through the curtains out the other side. Okay.
So it's no longer soundproof, right? Because the booths are soundproof.
Oh, when the curtains are drawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not saying.
I feel like.
Why?
Sorry, go ahead.
Not
We
saying.
can do a Baldur's Gate 3
The
where you
sexual
stand
tension in that
2
meeting
foot
was
away from somebody and
palpable.
have a full-on conversation and pretend they don't hear you.
Yeah.
I don't hear you. That didn't
I
come
feel
up, but
like
the sexual
they-
tension voice line came up. Thank you for the that.
I feel like there's like flyers that Nerly hadn't really paid a lot of attention to before, and this is the point at which she like notices like what exactly it means by merchandise, and is like, honestly, that is a lot of money, but this part concerns me because if I'm trying to be somewhat, at least, clandestine, then this seems like the worst possible way to go about it. So maybe losing isn't the worst option.
Yeah. I agree.
Gotta win the speedrun with disguise self on.
Damn.
Could do. It is back today.
If that influences your outcome, I will say that disguise self would influence the merchandise.
I don't
Take
think
that
Riley
as
would think of it.
no. Take that as meta knowledge of just in case the tides turn and everyone wants to try and win.
Yes, thing. To disguise self and look like Hyacinth so she can finally get a custom statue.
I think that would be brilliant, actually.
That's so funny. Oh, that was way too amusing to me. But I don't think Nerly would think of the disguising self tournament thing, at least not right off the bat. So she's just put that to the group like,
Sure.
that's not even great for me anyway.
As much as I would love a little haiku, I wouldn't want it to endanger Nerly.
Yeah. Okay, well then we'll purposefully lose. As long as we do it in like a graceful way, you know?
Can I try and petition this guy to make me a little haiku?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
clearly
Scoobot?
got some talent.
You wanna go back?
Do we know what the runner-up prizes are? Maybe we could try for one of those.
Did it say
Oh, yeah.
specifics on the runner-up, or just there'll be runner-up prizes? Okay. It might just
Maybe
be like
they'll
a
know.
t-shirt.
A t-shirt
Branded
cannon.
I was almost fastest.
Almost found it, yeah.
I went to the speedrun and all I got was this dumb shirt or whatever dumb shirts always say.
A participation sticker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's actually just a big shiny gold star sticker. You did a good job.
You
Tried.
The best job. Just a good job.
That is how sweepstakes things always are, though. It's like grand prize is like a trip across the country and a week stay in this fancy hotel and fine dining and blah blah. And it's like runner up, a CD, and you're like, okay. Anyway, continue.
Alright, they're going on a holiday with no music.
Yeah, this is a real winner here.
CD is just their holiday pictures.
Oh shit. Okay, should we go back to him then? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we go back. Shuffle back in.
Hello, adventurers.
Hello.
Have you considered our terms?
Yes, we've
Do
decided.
you know what the runners-up prizes are?
Yes.
What are they?
Miscellaneous loot is what they refer to it as. I believe the runners-up get a chest of miscellaneous magical scrolls.
Ooh, it's like a mystery box.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like a
Wow.
storage locker.
Ooh. Yes, we've decided
Could
we will lose.
Mm-hmm. Can we be runners-up?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, no. Runners-up win. Runners-up win, but don't do it fast enough to beat the record.
Oh.
Do you want us to not even get runners up?
You have two choices.
Is
You
there...
win.
Okay. Is there a way that we
Or you
know when someone's already won? Or
Oh, you don't know how the tournament works.
no?
So the tournament is you're not competing with another team live action.
Okay.
You are competing against almost imagine the ghost of previous
Oh.
contestants.
Right.
Think about like Mario Kart, like ghost speed time run things. Like,
Yeah.
they've done the race.
Yeah. You see.
They've set a time, and you are trying to beat that time.
It's like the
Right.
developer set time.
Yeah. But you see, each dungeon is crafted custom for the party.
Oh. Right.
Like a way to make it fair, but also not fair at the same time.
So how do we see people as a ghost if everyone's dungeon's different?
You don't.
How are we meant to lose then if we don't even know the win conditions?
The win condition would be something like, for example, there are 7, let's say, encounters.
Okay.
And I set a lose condition. I say, I will bet on this party losing in room 6.
Mm-hmm.
Your time expires in room 6. I happen to have placed a large sum of gold on that outcome. I win lots of money.
Oh, so basically there's like anyone who actually finishes all 7 encounters theoretically, they get put into like the winner's pool, and whoever did the 7 encounters quickest is the overall winner, and everyone else is a...
Yes.
So you don't have to bet based on like the amount of time we take more than like as long as we don't meet the target goal and we're in the right room that you bet on.
If you lose because the time runs out and you're in a specific, you lose in a specific way, it might be number of rooms that you've encountered, perhaps one of you dies on a spike, and I bet on that, I make money.
Loud blinking noises from Oro.
Yeah.
We do have the projector.
Think we can bring that in with us?
No, I'm just saying we could make it look like one of those times. Never mind.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, but then we'd all have to walk out afterwards, so I don't think we can really use the projector.
Evidently we
Doing
can't
that.
do that
No,
very
no.
well, so...
Not without some complicated cast disguise from someone.
And also, you would have to pull out the projector and start using it to
Just on
cast
the
the
little, like-
image.
The winners will be able to have merchandise made of them. And a huge amount of money. They also get the runners-up prizes.
Oh.
Just in case any of you were thinking about it, you don't have to have the merchandise made from you. It's an optional process.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, why don't
We'll
we
be
just
right back.
win then?
IQ's just vibrating in their seat at the prospect of them still getting some merchandise.
I want you guys to be able to go at this and hope to win, you know?
Yeah. Okay, we've heard it all back out. What about we win now? Yeah? Like a...
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have to get any merchandise. That's okay.
Okay. Let's go back in.
Oh, this is way more complicated than we were making out to be. Way less complicated.
We've decided we want to
Hello.
win.
Oh, wonderful. So I will take 50% of your winnings.
Huh? Do you want merchandise made out of you?
No, I want money.
That's crazy.
Well, you said you were going to help us win, so what would
Yes,
you do
I
to
will help you win. You get all of the goodies, except I get half of the money. And then I don't dob you in for the murder.
And how would you help us? I'm just curious.
Oh, little old Thaddeus might have a way to help you out at some point.
Oh. Okay.
Assuming you agree.
I look around at everyone. Who do we? Yeah.
I mean,
I look at
And
Nugget.
we get to win, and we get to use Thaddeus.
You won't be using Thaddeus. Thaddeus might just have a way to potentially influence something that might help.
Build.
We're in.
Excellent.
I'd like to insight check him to see if he's actually secretly still going to make us lose by sending Thaddeus with him.
Sure.
Ooh.
A 19 insight. He is, as far as you can tell, being completely straight with you. Like, he is, if we were to talk about alignments again, this dude lawful evil. Like, he's making an agreement, he's willing to make an agreement with you and stick to that agreement. But he is doing it by blackmailing you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. That's the evil part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fault, really. Sorry again.
Yeah.
you need that.
Love the way this guy talks, the way he entered and chatted. Hello.
Hello.
We're in.
Then Nurley has no protestations or further questions when Oro's like, Rin.
Wonderful. You shall each take part in the speed run as intended. Ensure that you look for the brick with the fox's mark. That's fox and mark. Fark. The fox's mark upon it. There you will find your assistance from Thaddeus.
Oh, okay. We've all noted that down.
Everyone's heads down.
Noted it down. Whether I can read it next week is a different thing.
Okay, is there any other tips you can give us? Anything we should know?
Yes. Do not talk to any other individuals here about your ongoings.
Okay.
They will only tell you mistruths, and you shouldn't believe them.
Insight.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That.
Seems reasonable because anyone we're competing against wouldn't want to give us good information to win.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sure.
Also, we don't want to
Okay.
accidentally let anything slip ourselves.
You guys.
Trigger fingers.
He has as he says that, he has a sense of anxiety almost about him. You can see that his confidence in his position has wavered somewhat.
We found his weakness.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. No talking to anyone.
Okay.
All you need to do is talk to Tabitha. Become evaluated for the speed run. And get
Is
on
the
with it.
way that Tabitha evaluates us like a questionnaire or like a physical assessment? Should we...
I believe it is a
and-
mixture of both.
So we can't appear to look more or less capable than we are?
I have yet to find a way that cheating the system is helpful.
Okay.
Usually, they are fairly designed for your abilities, and if you fake something, then they will rebalance the encounters in a way that makes it harder for you accidentally.
Mm.
Gotcha. Okay. Where's Tabitha? Where do we go to? Do we just get
I
called
don't
up
know.
or?
She'll probably be around somewhere.
Okay.
She's a.
Lean out the booth and just scream Tabitha.
Tabitha.
She'll be the tiefling, most likely around the bar.
Okay.
Very
Great.
well, adventurers. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
You should not fail.
Probably not.
Nope.
I'm gonna get
Because
that
if you
t-shirt.
do, I'll tell on you.
We hear you, buddy. I hear you. Okay. Scoot back
Unless
out.
we level after these encounters, in which case I'll just take Modify Memory as my 7th level.
All right, you scoot your way back out.
I would like to talk about the robot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We
Why
try
are you
scooting
still
and
here?
Haiku doesn't move.
Yeah, we'll just scoot into hike.
And since
What seems to be
Haiku's
the
on the
problem?
edge, no one can leave. We're just
Yeah,
like,
we're all just there like.
No, I'm just interested in Thaddeus. I like making things. I sort of shuffle around and show them the, I don't know, broken wreckage of one of the robots from the tomb I've still carrying around on my back.
lift
Yeah,
up
it
Dox's
is.
foot in the boots of Spider Climb.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just keen to, anything you want to share. I just like how things work. I like tinkering.
And I like money, so if you want to hear something, you better pay up.
Okay.
I actually run a workshop at the community center about amateur tinkering. If you want to attend that, that's 50 gold a night.
Ooh.
Oh shit. What days?
I don't think you would need an amateur lesson, Haiku.
Yeah, just called you an amateur.
Oh yeah.
Called you dumb earlier as well.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Growth.
Go.
Sorry, I'll move out the way now.
We all just were like progressively scooting closer to Haiku, like, come on, come on.
Can I have perception checks from everyone, please?
Oh.
Is it a visual?
It is a
medium?
visual one. I'm looking for a DC 15.
Not for me.
I can't read.
How many rolls do you think we have left today? Just wondering.
Oh, Docs.
I'm
Not too
gonna
many.
use. Wait, did I get? No, I
You
got
got
a
a
D6. Right?
D6. Yeah, yeah.
Pull through, give me D6.
Oh,
Do
there
you
you go.
want?
Okay, all
Yeah,
right. Okay. So is that everyone but Nerly?
Yes.
Oh. I can give my D6 an early cat. I'm probably not going to use it now.
You don't need to. Only one of you needed to succeed this.
Oh,
No.
thank you.
So you see at one end of the bar, because you come out of the booth and the bar is quite a long bar across the vast majority of the kind of the wall. At one end of the bar is a tiefling with a like a stand almost and a bunch of flyers and a notepad and like a clipboard, quill, etc. On the other side, you all notice a kobold in fairly like a fine tunic. He's got like a nice amulet and like some jewelry around his neck, and he's like nursing a drink or like kind of swilling it around. Haiku, you notice that they are watching you with a great deal of interest. They have a
You mean watching us as a party, not
as a
Haiku?
party, yes, as a party. He has a like a gentle smile on his face. He seems friendly.
Oh, okay.
You can, so with a 26 perception, you can choose whether or not you like make eye contact.
I will make eye contact.
He like raises his cup to you.
Awkward Haiku raises their empty hands.
He tilts his head to one side and
High int, low wisdom.
nods to himself
Low charisma.
and just kind of like nods like this was a okay encounter. But he continues
Quirky
watching you.
individual. Sorry.
Roll me an insight check. DC 10 because it's quite an obvious. Okay. You suspect that he wants to talk to you, but is not going to make the first move.
Oh.
Playing coy.
My God. We're
Now's
busy
not the
today.
time.
We got things to do. Can't be flirting.
Oh no, we just promised not to speak to anyone else.
No, but they look like people, the competition people. Like, to sign up or something.
Yes, yes. There's that kobold over there. He's clearly wanting to speak to us, but I don't think he wants to start it.
Starting something?
There.
Or
I mean, he looks friendly enough.
Oh.
No, as in like he wants us to talk to him, not him talking to us first.
Oh. Okay, let's go over there.
Oh, okay.
Or should we not?
No, I just wanted to run it by everyone as well.
Okay.
To go over there anyway, because that's where Tabitha is, right?
No, this is they're opposite sides of the bar.
Oh, just kidding.
Oh.
I didn't say that.
Well, we could go over and be like, "Hi," and just maybe
You want to go chat, or are you talking to yourselves?
just talking to ourselves.
Should I start? Or we had like a bit of eye contact.
Yes.
I don't think so.
So fast.
That was so fast.
I don't think so.
Oh, you've done quite enough.
Haiku is like almost offended at the speed of his response, and then like he's like, actually, yeah, Neurally's wise.
Actually, this is fair, yeah.
What if you were to make it? No, it's too complicated. Yeah, okay, you make a good point.
I think things generally go well when Oro starts off the conversations. When
Okay,
they
sure.
could go well at all,
Alright. I'll walk over there. Or we walk over there.
Mm-hmm.
The kobold's kind of got some wine in a goblet that he's kind of swilling around a little bit.
Is the wine
Okay.
good?
Yes, it is surprisingly good. Often these tournaments bring in local beverages, and sometimes they miss, sometimes they hit. This year is a good vintage. I'm enjoying it.
Nice. Good.
Are you adventurers? Is the kobold hot? This is the hottest kobold you've seen.
Whoa.
Oh.
He's got a real like
I really
charming, like a charming like an old on the older side kobold. Like
Grey.
if he has like grey like a distinguished look to his scales. Like he's decked out like he's nobility.
Is that what they call a zaddy? Is that what that means?
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
I'm glad I managed to break most of the pie.
I have never heard that before.
I have.
You've
I
never
don't know
heard-
what it means.
Oh my god!
I just heard people use it in to describe Pedro Pascal. So I was like, maybe this is something.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be what a zaddy is. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Very good context clues. The way
Well, I'm
I was
never
so
coming on this again.
academic. Oh my god.
And you're
Right, I like making pictures in my mind.
That's fine.
This is the image of zaddy in your mind from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Are
kobold
you
Pedro.
planning on? I'm not doing his accent. Taking part in the tournament.
Yeah.
You have the look of adventurers about you.
Thanks.
Excellent. Do
Rugged,
you think you've
unkempt.
Well armed, but without
You say
weapons
rugged and
even.
unkept, and Nerly's like,
Sorry. I shouldn't be- So the Kobold was
Yeah.
played by Pedro Pascal, yeah.
Fantastic.
Are you?
Do you think you're going to win?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope so.
I don't know. We've never been here before, so I don't know what the
We've never
competition
done
is,
it
you know?
before.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it a good try.
Oh,
Apparently, we're competing against ghosts.
yes. Yes, you will be competing against ghosts. Yeah, that's some ways more literally than others.
What do you mean? What do you mean with that?
Roll me an insight check.
Can I roll too?
Sure.
Especially after Oro asked that out loud.
Oh, baby, plus 12.
Baby.
Let's go.
I'm inside.
good thing we have Oro's plus 12.
There's like a tinge of sadness in the way that he says that. You immediately discern from that perhaps he has known someone that has taken part in the tournament at some point in the past.
Right. Oh, are you an adventurer?
Oh, many years ago.
Did you take part in this at some point?
Yes,
Oh.
I did. In fact, I will be one of the ghosts that you were competing against.
Oh.
You're a ghost.
No,
We're going laggy.
you'll
We
be
need to change
competing
regions.
Yeah, change region. Let's go.
Jump region.
We're jumping.
Change
No.
I
places!
don't know where we're going. Where are we going?
We've been to Canada yet.
Is that a region?
Don't know.
Oh, I bet there's a eastmost part of Canada that is an hour time zone ahead. So if there
Have we
is,
changed? Because we're kind of okay again now.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're fine
Yeah,
actually.
we have gone
I
over.
think we don't change from this one. I think this is the one where it might get a little choppy, but I
Yeah.
don't get lost completely.
Okay.
So
Yeah. We'll have a think about Zoom after this.
Yeah.
I was just about to cancel Zoom since we hadn't been using it too. So we'll think about it for
Yeah.
sure before I cancel it.
Yeah.
You're one of the ghosts in it. What you saying?
Yes.
This guy a champion? Are you a champion? A winner?
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, my party and I still hold the record.
Oh, shit!
Oh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
What's your skill set?
Oh, I used to, in my heyday, make work of the weave. It has been a long time since I've had to use my abilities for more than opening doors and signing parchments from across the room.
But you could do it.
I am afraid my skills have dwindled over the years.
Oh. Does that always happen? Does magic not just happen for you?
I see. You are a sorceress.
Mhm.
I learned my skills. Holy moly, Tortu!
Thank you so much for the £50 tip. Incentive for the cops to forget about this made me
Oh
laugh.
my god.
Thank you, Dodgy. That's very sweet. Is that a bribe?
Oh my
You reached
god.
your goal.
We got meta with the bribes.
We did reach the
Oh,
goal.
Amazing.
I didn't see Noko's message about what she had to respond to the hot kobolds.
Makes sense.
All kobolds are hot. I feel like you might be personally motivated to have that opinion, Noko.
With the last 10 minutes of the stream, because we reached the goal, we're going to do a digital doodle giveaway.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good
So,
one.
If you
I'm
want to
gonna get
join,
involved.
type ! giveaway to enter. And thank you very much, Tortu. That's very sweet. You appreciate
Get your ass in that giveaway.
Yeah, you better.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's like good stuff.
That's a good stuff.
Right.
That's the good stuff. That's a song. It's a country song. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I learned my craft through many years of dedication to my studies. So, with old
Oh.
age, sometimes we learn a trick or two, we lose a trick or two. I got good at pairing wines, and I forgot magic missile.
I could teach you again.
I have no need for such a thing these days. I
Okay.
spend my time on vineyards and occasionally sitting in bars waiting for adventurers to show up and show good sport.
Oh,
That sounds really peaceful.
you sound rich.
Which is peaceful.
Wait, what did
I'm-
Rose say?
You
I'm
sound
comfortable.
rich.
I'm comfortable. A lot of my money is tied up in assets that I'm unable to liquidate. You know how it is.
Oh, I don't know what that means. But
Oh, we
I
have that actually now.
Oh, do we? Know what that means?
Do you have any advice for first timers like us?
Oh, advice. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage because you guys have been pleasant.
Why don't we get that all the time? We're always pleasant. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasant up to that point, and then
I
it didn't matter
could,
anymore.
Do you want me to
As Jenny
six?
pointed out, we were always planning on turning on Ronald.
Yeah.
We were always planning on that. So
Can dogs have my
Sorry.
D6?
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Take it away.
take it away, take it away, take it away now. Ooh.
What's
yeah.
a handy dandy threshold to reach, isn't it? Sure. I don't. How much of this event do you know? I have watched many years, as well as contending.
We know basically nothing.
We know that there are rooms and there's a target number of time that we have to beat, and that it's tailored to each group, and that there are lots of bets on it.
And there's ghosts.
The ghost is a target time.
That is almost entirely correct. Yes. The time that is set by ghosts, but not in a literal, but metaphysical sense. The ghosts of individuals who have completed it before, as in there is a spectre of their historical past, their feats that you must compete against. There is not an actual ghost. I mean, there might be an actual ghost. Such is the nature of the competition. But correct to say that they do change the rooms based on the skill set of the competitors. There are a random number of rooms based on whatever they have sought fit to put in front of you as challenges. You see, the tournament was started a long time ago by Badia Russellwick. He was a dedicated cleric of Time Mora. How many of you have got the attention span to listen to an old man ramble?
Me.
All day long.
Yeah.
I probably phase out a little bit in
Okay.
between, but
Okay.
Nearly
right.
has pulled up a chair at this point and is like,
Sure.
story time.
And Randall has practically got quill to parchment. Like
Uh-huh.
this is okay. All right, fantastic. Good points. So he describes that. Well, at one time, Badia was a dedicated cleric of Time Mora. Do you know much about Time Mora?
Yes.
Very well. Just in case you needed a refresher, Time Mora is a god of luck. And Badia believed, almost in the spirit of Ilmater, that luck is something that we brute force sometimes. And that really success in life occurs thanks to having the endurance to keep rolling the dice. To keep trying again and again until luck is on your side. Until Timora finally gives in and gives you that chance. He's famously quoted as having said, "Sometimes you have to brute force the Lady of Luck's hand. If you have 1 in 1,000 odds, you must try 2,000 times."
You know, as D&D characters, we pick feats.
Yeah.
Do we know that they are feats, or do they just like?
No.
Like,
So you're like, it'll just be like for many of the things, it's just like a skill that you've picked up. Having the lucky feat might be that you as a person tend to just be a bit lucky.
Okay.
So you may consider yourself blessed by Timora. She might not be your number one patron, but you might feel like maybe she's had your back enough times that you've recognized that she's a deity with,
Right.
worthwhile your respect. Broke the fourth wall. Talking about rolling the dice. You're gonna be in 2,000 races. You see, it's all in. Really, my success and the success of my now long deceased comrades was luck, as Badea would say it. And yet no one's got luckier since.
When you say long deceased,
Hmm.
do you mean like from old age, or in a competition-based scenario?
Oh, we were an adventuring group a long time ago, maybe 100 years.
Wow.
Oh, that's a long time.
For a kobold, it certainly is. At least an adventuring kobold.
Do I know much about kobolds? How long kobolds normally would live?
Roll a history check history or nature check. History check would be disadvantaged.
Well, they'd be disadvantaged anyway, right? Isn't that all my thing now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the history check would
okay.
be. Yeah. I can't remember how long kobolds live.
He's a kobold, not a kobyung.
So they can live up to about 120 years, but rarely do so.
Fair enough.
Wow.
I'm sorry about your friends.
Yeah.
I'm an old man. It happens.
Still.
You don't look it though.
Oh, thank you very much.
You look great, by the way.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
notes down how he looks.
Looks great.
So you'll be watching?
Oh, with keen interest. You guys seem very pleasant. You regale me with tales of your endeavors to date.
Sure.
Ara doesn't know what that word means.
I'd love to hear of your adventures.
Oh.
Give me a better idea of who to bet on.
Ah, I see. Have we signed up yet? We like officially signed?
No.
Okay. Maybe we should go like officially sign up before we I don't know if there's a cutoff.
That would be Tabitha down there, yes.
Okay. We'll be back though. We'll be back.
You want me to keep him company while you go sign us up? Oh no, I have to come for the questionnaire, don't
We
I?
have to. Yeah, we have to be assessed.
Okay.
Sorry, I know he's
We'll
hot,
be here in a
haiku,
few
but
minutes.
come on.
Oh, we just had a bit of a moment across the bar, you know.
Before you go,
Give it a little squeeze.
did I
Lube themselves up.
see
Don't tell me
you-
everybody in this bar
No,
knows.
sorry, someone just sort of played lube themselves up as a
Yeah.
sound clip, and I had to
Right as-
interrupt.
Be right back.
right as Tom said, before you go, then came in the sound alert, give it a little squeeze, and I was like, well,
Hey, Noko won.
Noko won the
Noko!
giveaway!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Woo!
You can type exclamation point and claim, but I know you, so I'll just message you. So don't worry about it if you don't press claim in time.
If you don't press claim, it goes to someone else, as I've learned. And it will always go to Jack.
I always get
It's good check, yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
Think about what you want as a doodle, and I'll message you or you message me, please. Thank you.
And thanks to Tortu for hitting the threshold.
Yes, thank you,
Mhm.
Tortu.
Mm.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So, before you leave, he says, do you know the name Crispin by any chance? Crispin's the name of the gnome you were just talking
no,
to.
we were just talking to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I do
I know,
recognise
I-
that name. Where is it from?
Yeah.
If you'd have asked me what the gnome's name was, I couldn't tell you. But if you asked me who Crispin was, I could.
Just for Katie's memory's sake, Crispin was like, and don't talk to anyone else, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just mean like the competitors, though.
Oh.
It's true.
It's
yeah.
not what he said.
Okay.
I just think he was very vague.
Or
Also-
he was extremely precise and actually meant everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, is his little curtain drawn?
It is not, but it would not be impossible for you to draw it.
little telekinetic.
It's a bit late, but
Go on, then.
You could do it, yeah. You want to use telekinesis to close the curtains?
Yeah, just gently slide it.
Yeah. Shink. It
You gotta
closes.
be careful of these things. You gotta like plan.
Could you give me a sleight of hand check?
Ah, shit.
Do I notice that Haiku is like full on turned around to check if look back at the place of the person we just were asked if we'd spoken to?
Uh-huh.
Because I would guidance
Oh, okay.
if I
You
noticed.
Also have a d6.
Sure.
Check.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the guidance might be enough.
Yeah.
Guidance is the
Okay.
the
Nah, we're at the end of the session.
Yeah. We don't have much time left, so might as
You
well.
know that notice that I'm setting a lot of my DCs around 15 because you guys have not that many bonuses. Like sometimes you'll be like, Oro was insight plus 12, and then other times you'll be like, yeah, I'm doing a nature check with plus 0.
This is
So I
where
said
somebody
fair
placed the sound
DCs.
alert of me not playing a bard. Remember.
The curtain closes slowly, gently.
I look at. Have we asked this person's name yet?
You have not, no.
No. I was gonna say. I look at them to see if they've noticed Haiku. You know.
Do you want to do an
No.
insight check?
Not at all subtly.
Hey,
Yeah, I would
Dragon.
like to. My famously good insight.
You think that he asked the question knowing the answer.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. And you got on well?
Got on.
You were friendly and made friends.
I would use the word shrewd.
Sure.
You
Okay.
do you know them?
We are not friends.
They don't seem like the sort of
Oh.
person who has friends.
No,
God,
like the
I
robot
want
as
to
well.
clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
Robot, and then they made the robot.
Yeah.
I want to clarify, it's not sexual in any way. Thank you.
Were they lovers? It's not sexual in any way.
Oh god, they were roommates.
God, we can't get between another bad breakup, y'all. We're gonna end up in another plane of existence for
Oh
another year.
no! Oh no! Well, what haiku and Nugget gonna turn into this time?
Ooh.
He says, it just surprises me that good-natured folk like yourself would be friendly with such an individual.
I mean, friendly is a, you
Sometimes I think we're too friendly. You get what I mean?
know.
I don't think this was a situation where we were overly friendly or helpful, though, Haiku. And Nerly just kind of gives Haiku a look. You know, that look that's like, this was all your fault. Maybe it's not the time to bring up the side quest thing. Love behind that too, you know.
Grace says, of course Haiku says that.
Yeah.
Haiku quiets down and looks at the feet.
Oh.
Oh no, my
Why
heart.
Why shouldn't we be friendly with them?
You just wanted to float with the kobold.
I just, I'm not sure they play the game fair, whereas some of us appreciate the sport for what it is. Some of us come here annually because we enjoy watching adventurers compete at the fair and balanced games for sport and skill, not for financial gain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Dutch Dungeons, thank you for the raid.
How's it going, Dutch Dungeons and Company?
Thank you.
Hope you had a good stream.
Haiku voice. Do you just get tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go ape shit? That's strong Haiku.
Just put the Princess
energy.
Peach crown on Haiku, making the face. Or is it Daisy that says that? One of those.
Greetings from Amsterdam. Hello.
This kobold's going to be on the race, and you're going to have to break their heart on the last career of their lives. You have to kill this kobold. You haven't even asked his name yet.
That was the next thing I was going to ask after you asked about the other person by name.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
Oh, you have the pleasure of being in the company of Sir Roderick.
Hello, Sir Roderick. I'm nearly gonna reach my hand out to shake theirs.
He takes your hand and gives you a gentle kiss on the finger.
Oh.
No, he's got the charm as well. Right,
We established that the word Zaddy applied. Right? And now we all know what that means
Old
now.
man, noble kobold.
Okay, but not like old.
No, like
older gentleman.
older gentleman, yeah.
Don't ruin this for the people in chat who are into kobold stuff. Me looking at Noko.
I was gonna say, I know that there's a pro kobold element in our community.
Rizzing neurally up.
Kobold dilf.
Kobold
rizzing neurally up.
May I also, as a sidebar, may I also thank Jinzi again for the term Riz. I cannot get over how good that is.
Yeah,
how good
it's
that
really
is. So much better than the millennial option. I love it.
I feel seen. Hope your stream went well, everybody over at Dutch Dungeons. Hope you had some. Hope the dice were kind, if that's what you were playing. Crunch approves of these kobold positiveness.
What a surprise.
Haiku just mumbles under breath. Oh, we had a moment.
Nearly does
Kinda-
not seem
kinda
like she
jealous.
is responding in that way to it. She just thinks it's cute. For the record, not that Haiku can't be jealous, but
yeah, no, we're not friends with them. That's for sure.
Oh, and they haven't tried to, in any way, coerce you into doing something you would be uncomfortable with.
It's...
my.
Haiku literally at the boiling point to splurt out.
We
I
see
love
one
the idea.
NPC that we like have good vibes from. And we're like, here's our life story. Here's everything that's happened to us up until this point.
They've just got to be a little bit good looking and nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, isn't that kind of like real life? I love the idea that Haiku is so taken with this person that not only are they wanting to like spill their guts and tell them everything, but it's like, out of like a, but I want you to like me. Like, I don't know. It's really cute.
wants to tell truth, doesn't want to tell truth about executing someone in this exact bar. Just last night.
We don't
You
need
could
more
try to
people in
suss
this
out-
bar knowing this.
I mean, they were an adventurer, right? You could try to suss out their sense of morality, like, you know, this person's clearly bad. They didn't care about their bodyguards they hired. They tried to scam people. They tried to murder someone. You know, like, what would you do in that situation? And if he was like, I take him out, then you know you're like your kindred spirits and you found your zaddy.
That's true. I certainly want to take him out.
For a nice meal. Riz, time to Google more Urban Dictionary stuff. Riz, think charisma.
Yeah, charisma. They're smooth, they're suave, they're
Oh.
charming.
Thank you, Noble,
Aw.
for the £3 tip. Thank you,
Aw.
sweetie. I appreciate it.
These are some sentences.
Oro doesn't want to say anything, so if you want.
We should probably go get signed up, but
Yeah.
can we
Okay.
be back to talk about adventuring? I'd love to hear some of your stories too.
Of
Yeah.
course.
all of your stories. Bye. See you
Everyone,
later.
everyone leaves, but
I
Haiku
like
remains
being pushed
eyes
any
locked. The
I-
sexual
I-
tension in this meeting was palpable.
I assume like Oro would be like grasping onto one arm, trying to tug me away.
Please.
I feel like we walk away and realize you're not with us, and then it's like we all turn around.
You're just looking into his eyes.
Yeah.
Can't get out.
One arm on the bar, leaning.
Can we say we go to like take a step back to like retrieve haiku, and I'd like to just add like, I think being a good sport is more important than winning, for the record.
I would agree. For both the viewers and the competitors.
Mhm.
Though the 10,000 gold must be nice.
Yeah.
Back when I won, it was 5,000 gold.
Ooh.
Oh, inflation.
Inflation. It's kind of depressing, both our minds when you show it to that, I think.
Okay, do we have time to go talk to the lady, or do you want to end it here because it's 10:15?
Well, the next thing was going to be me basically saying, you go and talk to Tabitha. I do have some stuff planned for what that conversation is going to be like.
Mm.
And I don't want to keep you guys here longer than our usual
Okay.
agreed upon game time. So for that reason, we will say you guys step away from our gentleman kobold, Sir Roderick, which was another NPC name. Sometimes people give NPC names that are good in the chat.
What?
Wow. It's
Wow.
they're always good.
Uh-huh.
Well,
That was an NPC
so
name.
let's say sometimes people give NPC names that aren't jokes in the chat.
Yes, that is more accurate. Yes, that would be a much more precise way of saying it. As sometimes they're good names, but they are good names for people that we're going to kill that
Yes.
would otherwise be nameless monsters on the battlefield.
Like I loved so and so's brother being
Yeah.
Oh,
enemy
yeah.
names. That was really funny to me.
Maven.
Captain.
Maven's brother Daven.
Yes,
Yeah.
Maven and Maven's brother David.
Not even like Daven, brother of Maven, but completely the other way around.
I especially loved that part where it was like, this person, you can kind of have their name, but really what's important about them is a relationship to this individual.
Don't worry, that meme's come back in other people's names.
Love it.
Right. In which case, it's been a pleasure, everybody. It's time to say goodnight and goodbye. We'll play again next Sunday, as we always do. We'll hopefully start the speedrun dungeon next week.
Yes,
I'm
we
quite
will.
excited for it.
Mhm.
We'll
How'd
see
you know?
how
Then I want
speedy
to
you
talk to
are.
him more.
Just flirt with the kobold for 3 hours.
That'll be the first room. It'll just be that kobold.
Oh my god, Riz Jalen.
We're not gonna win.
We could win, but it wouldn't be haiku winning.
Seduce this kobold.
No, the actual challenge is to just walk past them and
Yeah.
continue into the next room.
Yeah, absolutely.
The speedrun has already begun. You just don't know it.
Oh
Shit,
my god, this is the first room.
we were here all along.
We lose just because we're talking to Reginald all night.
Okay.
All right, friends. I'll roll over to Jenny.
Right. I was gonna rate Evan, but he's on Be Right Back, so who knows how long he'll be on Be Right Back for. But I said it, and therefore we tried.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, sometimes Evan's Be Right Backs are quite long, so I don't know. Should we do that or?
Just say, I mean, it will be at least. They're doing Pathfinder,
Yeah.
so it'll be at least a similar
Yeah, similar vibe.
audience
Yeah, exactly.
kind of thing.
Ooh,
I could
Those
pop
guys are-
in and ask how long for the Be Right Back.
I've started it.
Oh
We'll
no,
do
I think
it anyway.
yeah, it'll be good. It'll be
Okay.
a good. Rate.
We'll just go
They've
in,
got cool.
spam some
Worst
parts.
case scenario, there's a cool animation going on during the Be Right Back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Choo-choo.
All right.
Maybe he's pooping. Maybe Tortu. Maybe.
Some people take a while.
Yeah.
And
All right,
sometimes they
okay.
just need to be poop.
Now, this raid will just send us there if I don't hurry up and end it. So we'll be back next Sunday for the speed run of all speed runs that will take us 3
Blink
hours.
and you'll miss it.
Blink and you'll miss
Yeah,
it.
we'll definitely go on to 2
Blink
sessions.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Blink for 3
Wow.
hours and you'll miss it.
All right. See you later, everybody. We'll probably lag whilst I go to the end screen, but that's fine. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh shit, a raid. Okay, tidy up. No one talk about being muted or dead horses for 1 minute.